Good morning, guys. Good morning. We are here this morning. We have PCE and GDP data. Honestly, the Nasdaq has been falling down most of this morning. Oil is popping back higher after more strikes in Iran over the last day or so. Markets are still up, but oil is starting to rebound back up. Let's take a look at it here. But yeah, oil is starting to move back up. We'll see if it holds. You know, it's still pretty low from the optimism about a potential deal getting done. So it's still somewhat low here. If we look at oil right here, right? So it's still in the low 90s here for oil. It's still in the low 90s. We do have PCE and GDP data going live at 8:30 this morning. But yeah, right now we've seen a lot of craziness over the last few days. We had an update from Iran drop about 10 or 15 minutes ago that kind of pushed oil back higher. Kuwait condemned Iranian attacks on territory. That happened. Iran stated it will respond strongly to any disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz, and they also said that Tehran is controlling and managing the strait, and any disruption will be met with a quote-unquote decisive response. So again, this extended the losses. Iran also said obtaining permission and coordinating with the Navy are mandatory now to pass the Strait of Hormuz. So this is essentially more escalation here. Just more escalation, pushing oil a little bit higher. You can see it's at 91.16 right now. Here's the Nasdaq. If we take a look at it, it did hit 30,000 earlier today, but it got pushed all the way back down. It's at 29,900. Now, this comes after, over the last few days, really to begin this week, we've had a lot of optimism about a potential deal getting done. We had details regarding this deal and more come out. And so people got really excited that maybe we're going to get some type of deal done, and that maybe we're going to, this thing's going to get done, and we're going to have a deal to sign another deal done, basically a 60-day ceasefire to get more negotiations done. Weirdly enough, Iran said they were close, and then yesterday morning, or was it yesterday morning? It was sometime yesterday. The White House came out saying that Iran's not telling the truth, that we're farther apart on the deal than they're saying here. And so what I honestly think this is, if you look at this objectively, what I honestly think this is that both sides are doing the same thing. I think what they're both doing now is that they are putting out a story about a potential deal getting done, which puts more pressure on the other side to, get what to concede a little bit and, accept what those deals are getting done so that there's more public pressure on them. I think both sides are using this. In this case, Iran is going to say, hey, we're going to talk about nuclear later, and, we'll figure that out. But let's just get this deal done. And maybe they're doing this in hopes of the U.S. saying, okay, I guess we can do that. And I think both sides are probably going back and forth with this same playbook here. That's what it seems like to me, because really both sides are doing the same thing. One side saying, hey, these are the details, this is what the deal looks like, and then the other side is saying, no, that's not happening at all. It's pretty consistent with historical conflicts, but I think that's what's going on. I think that's what's going on. One thing that will move markets, yeah, I think both sides are probably doing some trades around oil. But PCE and GDP inflation drop soon, guys. So we have PCE and GDP inflation. You can see the timer at the bottom of the screen. We have an hour and 8 minutes. Gold is still extending the losses here, man. And this is kind of counter to what gold does. A lot of the time when yields fall, people gravitate into gold. So when yields go down, people gravitate away from yielding assets and into unyielding assets like gold and silver and risk on assets. This is not really the case, though. We've seen yields go down over the last few days here. Really, if you look at the 10-year treasury yields, we've seen yields fall mostly. I mean, they might be up a little bit today now with more strike news and all that stuff. But actually, they're down today as well. So you can see yields over the last 5 days, they have fallen pretty significantly here. But with that said, gold is still kind of down, following yields, which is a little counterintuitive to what it normally does. What's up, Sam, Kaltenberg, Elsway, Rooftop, Techie, Vegas, Lee, Proxy, Raga, Deckers, G-Man, Brian, Rooftop, Ran, Max, AI, OF, Uncle Nelly, Big Slum, Elsway, Jay, Rooftop. I think I said Rooftop already. Checkerboard, NDX, Arcane, Melody, Toxic, Julie, Jonathan, and Ava. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good. What's up, Peter? Brian, Peter, what's up,
Good
dude?
morning from me. What's up, everybody?
What's up, Ed? What's up, Lee? Yeah, good morning, Britt. Straight Jacket, what's up, guys? Good morning, guys. Good morning. It's a red morning today in most assets here, except for oil. NASDAQ is down. NASDAQ was, you know, here's the all-time high on the NQ. So the all-time high on the NQ is right here. You can see this all-time high level right here, 30,379. We have fallen all the way back down under 30K in the NASDAQ here. 30,000 is still that big level, though, that I'm paying attention to here. But at this point, we are now under the VWAP, under the 200 exponential, under 30,000. And markets are now kind of going back a little bit after pricing in some optimism from the deal that was talked about a lot over the last 3 or 4 days here. So we'll see what happens, but yeah. Let's see.
I mean,
let's see.
I'm just gonna say, is anybody else like surprised?
Yeah, I mean the deal. We got optimism about another deal, and then we got pushed away from that optimism again, guys. This has happened what 5, 10, 15 times over the last month or two now. And so I mean it's interesting to watch the volatility. It gives me more to talk about, but man, dude, when is the deal gonna hold? What is the deal gonna hold? What's up, Dracos?
No choice.
Yeah, sorry, Jay, if you're not feeling good. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. Couldn't go back to sleep because then I got to wake up at 5:30 my time. No matter what time I schedule my alarm here, I swear, I don't even need an alarm clock anymore. My brain is like, you know what, John? You're getting up at 5 a.m. I don't care how much sleep you got. You're getting up at 5 a.m. But some of the news that we're getting that pushed markets down here, you can see Iran stopped 2 vessels. Iran State TV says Iran stopped 2 vessels. Drones, we had strikes in Iran announced. Simcom says U.S. forces intercepted stuff. Just more escalation here this morning is what this is. Morning, Samwise. Yeah, what's up, Sam? That happened to me on weekends. Yeah, on weekends it happens too. Weekends I can kind of sleep until like 7:30.
Not me. I just get tired in the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's all right. That happens. What's the play today, though, guys? GDP and PCE data coming out today. Let's see what we get. We got GDP, PCE, inflation data. I'm curious to see what we're going to get for PCE inflation data today. PCE today, guys, is expected at 3.3% for core. And now remember, core excludes food and energy prices. Now, aside from secondary effects like higher gas prices on airlines, shipping, and more, which is kind of secondary effects. They don't technically include those, but you still see some price increases with higher oil in those markets. Again, like planes, airlines, all that stuff, shipping. But PCE is expected at 3.3% for core PCE year over year and 0.3% on the month. So that's basically expected at what it was last time. We also simultaneously today at 8:30, we got a mega release here. We got a jobs report. We got the jobless claims job report. We have durable good orders. We have GDP data expected at 2%. Last time it showed up at 0.5%. They're expecting it at 2% for quarter one GDP. And then we have, again, PCE inflation, GDP, jobless claims, durable good orders, and more coming out at 8:30. We have personal income and personal spending. Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff dropping at 8:30 today, guys. A lot of different things dropping at 8:30. So we'll see what happens, but yeah. PCE will look bad at 4.2%. I don't think it's going to be that high. I hope it's not. If it comes in at 4.2%, market's going down. Remember, we got a Fed meeting in what, like 3 weeks? In 3 weeks, we have another FOMC decision. I think it's on the 16th of June. So, we will see what we get. We will see what we get, but man.
You optimistic or pessimistic or what about all these different data drops?
I don't know. PCE inflation will be interesting. I think PCE, like I had this built around PCE so that people can kind of understand it here, but you can kind of see PCE inflation, like this decodes it a little bit. Here, hold on, let me fix this. Yeah, so you can see PCE inflation. It measures price changes across all goods and services consumed by household, including spending made on their behalf like employer, health insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, broader scope than CPI. This is the Fed's preferred inflation metric releasing today. It's been the Fed's preferred metric since 2000. The 2% inflation target is defined in terms of PCE inflation, not CPI. So when you hear the Fed talk about, 2% inflation target, they're referencing PCE inflation. It's released monthly by the Bureau of Economic Analysis, the BEA. It usually triggers high-frequency algo trading and volume spikes. Now, PCE inflation does tend to run lower than CPI over time, largely because sheltered is weighted less in PCE inflation. Watch the gap between these two still. It weighs healthcare 17%, more than double CPI 7%, because it counts third-party payments, again, like Medicare, insurance. It's the single biggest structural difference between PCE and CPI inflation. So it is underweighted, again, in PCE. And you can kind of see some of the weights here. But yeah, PCE does get revised more as more complete business data arrives. Today's print can change next month, unlike CPI, which is less revised. Again, the Fed wants PCE, core PCE specifically, at 2%. Right now, they are expecting it at, again, PCE inflation data today is expected at 0.3% on the month and 3.3% on the year. Very far away from that 2% target. And this is obviously from oil. If you look at oil here, oil is incredibly elevated over the last 3 months. Although, again, we're seeing a little bit better oil prices. $90 oil, 91 oil, even with more escalation potential happening here, is a good thing. We'll see if it holds, but that is a good thing. What's up, my dad's account? What's up, MVK? What's up, Kato? I don't see your picture anymore, Kato. It's some alien guy now. That'll never be the real Kato, What happened last night? Everything tanked. Now it's rebounded like nothing happened. I don't know, man. I think if we, oil's still up on the day, down. I mean, oil's dropping so much. I think, okay, this is my guess here. Even with more escalation, NASDAQ's still up a ton, right around 30,000. Even with more escalation, historically, when you have conflicts like this, one of the things you see is that until a deal is absolutely imminent, somebody's denying that it's happening on both sides, right? Like, even if the deal is likely to get done soon, somebody's denying it usually until there's a huge, I guess until they front load into the positions they want, my guess is. But historically, in conflicts like this, both sides deny it until a deal is absolutely imminent. And so I think markets are pricing in a deal being soon, even if one side is saying, nah, and so even with more strikes, I think they're kind of warning strikes, and they're trying to put more pressure to get a deal done. And we'll see what happens. But again, chat, let me know in chat right now. When will we get a deal done regarding US-Iran? When will we get a deal done? I don't know. BS and you falling for it? I'm not falling for anything, bro. I'm just covering the news that we're getting, dude. I'm not putting any weight. I've been here the whole time covering this back and forth. This is about the 14th time we've been close to a deal. And so I don't believe any of this stuff, dude.
I don't know. I think you're falling for it, John.
Dude, I am falling for it, bro. I am falling for it. Never a multi-year war. July 3rd this week. Never. Mañana, tomorrow. They play your chess, that's all. No deal until in the next 60 seconds. Nah, that's not happening. Just before the PDT rule goes into effect. So June 3rd is what you're saying. June 4th, the PDT rule goes bye-bye here. I'm excited for it. But we'll see. We'll see. What's up, Lau? Yeah, I'm gonna turn sub-only mode off. Let the non-subscribers, the stubborn non-subscribers, speak a little bit here. You're welcome here, guys. You're welcome. I turned it off. No deal anytime soon. Yeah, I mean, GTA 6. The poll we did yesterday is GTA 6 or deal. Which one comes first? Most people said GTA 6 yesterday. We'll see, guys. We'll see. No deal anytime soon. But yeah, just to kind of cover some more breaking news here. Markets have been trading off the Iran conflict and the status of shipping. The macro backdrop today is important, though. GDP PCE data obviously big today. I'm looking at 30,000. This is a 30-minute chart. Here's a 1-minute chart. It looks like we're in a downtrend. We are underneath the 200 exponential and the volume weighted average price. Both of those are pretty close to 30,000, although 30,000 is still way up here. And I think obviously one of the things that we see in regards to like a liquidity event here is 30,000. You know, so meaning people are putting their stop losses over these levels, right? They're really obvious. And so the more obvious they are, the more people are putting stop losses over around 30,000. So what this means is that if we actually rip over this, some of these shorts might get stopped out and maybe we start squeezing to the upside. Now, this just depends on what kind of news is happening because this is a news-driven market. But I think 30,000 on the NASDAQ, I think everybody's paying attention to that at this point in time. If we look at the S&P, I think the similar level in the S&P is about, where's the all-time high? Hold on, let me see. All-time high on the S&P is 75.70 here. So that is the level, you know, I think shorts are going to get stopped out. I think if we get close to this previous closing price here on the S&P, I think it makes much more sense that people are going to start to get nervous there and get stopped out there because we're going to approach all-time high. So if we get over this level, it becomes very likely we're at the very least going to test this all-time high level on S&P futures here. But we'll see what happens. If we look at the Dow here today, guys, the Dow is at 50,788. So it's still over 50 here. The Dow did reclaim a lot of these levels and hit all-time highs again yesterday, or the day before yesterday. 51,209 is the all-time high on the Dow. So we're still pretty far away from that. So I don't know if the Dow is going to be testing that, but we're way up here for that level. The Russell has also been moving a lot as well. Russell, I think people are watching 3K on the Russell, you know, all-time high on the Russell, just under 3,000. It's at 2950 or whatever that is on the Russell here. So yeah, 2952. So I think the Russell might want 3,000 if we start to push up, this is small cap index. But I think watching the Russell makes sense here. We did a poll today, guys. The poll is already on. And so I asked people, hot or cold PC inflation print today? 58% said hot. 14% said cold. 28% think as expected. And remember, guys, one of the big things moving markets yesterday was MU, AMD, chips, memory, RAND, SanDisk. They all pulled back though yesterday, so a lot of these dipped back down some. So we could look at MU. MU was at what, 9? MU was very close to 1,000. It's now back at 900s here. So hit 880s early this morning. So we did have some retracements in these memory names. AMD was close to 5s yesterday. Opened above 5s actually. It's now underneath 500. I think 500 big psychological level, big liquidity level for AMD. I think it's relevant to watch that as well. And yeah, what are you guys interested in buying or selling today? Let me know in chat right now. What? You can name a stock, you can name futures, you can name gold, commodities, crypto, whatever you want to look at. You know, Bitcoin, speaking of crypto, is sitting. Let's put this up. Where's Bitcoin? I know I had a tab up for it. I got too many tabs here. There it is. Bitcoin's getting hit. You know, so Bitcoin's getting hit. I still have some of my fair value gap stuff on here. I don't like that. Here, get rid of that. There we go. Bitcoin at 73s. The Bitcoin falling all the way back down here. It's not looking that hot. Which is interesting because Bitcoin wants easing. And some of the yields have dropped recently. But I think the high inflation print, people are scaring it. And one thing that might move, one thing PC inflation might move is Bitcoin because, yeah, it wants easing. It has one of the more obvious reactions to stuff like this. Let me look at the chat, see what you guys are talking about.
How's NVIDIA looking?
I think NVIDIA was doing bad yesterday because AMD's kind of a competitor to it. It's all the way down to 210s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking at, I asked people what they want to buy or sell. Looking at it, I see a lot of different answers. Path, coin. I see a lot of people saying MU to 1,000 soon. Bitcoin acting like a dookie. We have the best deal maker of all time. You're fired, farmer. Mr. Young says IBM is a buy. MU has more options than SPY and Q combined. Nokia, WDC, the VU, which is what, the SPY, right? Buy food, sell stocks. Soxel, some microchip ETF, Bitcoin short. Snow earnings and NBIS news was the big event last night. Yeah, see, we had Snow. And then we have CRM earnings, Salesforce earnings as well. Salesforce actually went green. It negatively reacted some. Snowflake killed it. Look at Snowflake. All the way up to 204s from their earnings yesterday. So they did great on their earnings. Optimism. A lot of people talking about IBM. Maybe that's a way to get into like quantum without as much risk as a pure quantum name. Nokia. I bought some IBM yesterday. Yeah, I don't hate IBM. IBM's not terrible. And it's grown a lot. Like, look at IBM here. Ripping up on the quantum news that we got earlier last week. ONDS, Kid Cudi. I like some Kid Cudi. Man on the Moon's a great album. Some of his new stuff's okay too. ONDS at 1180s. 1180s. I don't know as much about this stock, to be honest. So the trend looks alright. Nvidia's red. Datadog. Drone stock's got a boost. Yeah, I saw the government news about drones. IONQ. Nvidia needs to move to prop up the market. I feel like people are leaving it to make more money elsewhere. MU, Space, AMD. Yeah. That's definitely happening. Nvidia's down in the last few days while MU and AMD are up big. So memory and other chip diversification is happening there. That's one of the big things. TradeView or TOS for charting. I like TOS for pure charting. I like TradingView for indicators more. TradingView's like TOS uses what's called ThinkScript. It's okay. It's not as good as TradingView charts. So MicroStrategy at high liquidity levels. Man on the Moon came out when you were in high school. Don't you talk bad about Man on the Moon, bro. You know, don't you talk bad about it, dude. It might be nostalgic for me. I don't know when that album came out. I didn't start listening to it when I was in high school. I was older than that. In high school, I
don't remember him getting real big until we were about 18 or 19.
Yeah. Is the music too loud? I wanted to turn Brit up here. I can always turn it down. Is the music too loud, guys?
Okay, I'll just scream into the mic.
Yeah. Brit, yell. You know, I'll put some rock music on. It'll fit. I'm just calling you old. I can feel it, bro. I feel offended by that. No, it's not. Hot AF. It was. This is the chat in a nutshell, man. Is the music too loud? Some people are like, yes, it's the loudest it could ever be, and other people are like, no, it's good. It's too quiet, they say. Yeah, TradingView is just a little bit better for charting for sure. But yeah. Apple has been running too, man. Apple at 310s. I'm curious. I don't know what we're gonna get today. It's too weird, man. Like, we're at all-time highs basically, and the Nasdaq's starting to find its way back up. Look at the NQ here. So the Nasdaq is back over the 200 exponential. It's trying to move back over the volume-weighted average price. At this point in time, I think markets don't care. You know, to a certain extent. Now we get some bad news, but I also saw news just now that Pakistan's deputy prime minister and foreign minister is going to meet Secretary of State Rubio in Washington, D.C. on Friday, according to sources. So maybe that's markets pricing in more optimism. We got some of the ECB accounts moving, but we'll see, guys. We'll see. Again, I did a poll earlier. 56% think we get hot inflation data today. What's the intro song name that you like? Can't remember. The chat probably remembers better than I do. If I see it, I'll know it. Like when I'm scrolling through my list of music, if I see it, I know it. I'm afraid you're just too darn loud. Dude, get off my lawn, bro. I think the market will react on news short term. If the PC and GDP is bad, then why are people still buying now and not wait? I mean, markets are still down on the day here, so you got to understand people are getting baked into what the expectations are. And then the more we come out over or under expectations for PCE or GDP, the more the market will move from that and get baked into that output, so to speak, right? So the real moves are happening in the week prior to the data release, not necessarily just the day before. Yeah, and so that's kind of what's going on.
So the gold's still trending down today?
Yeah, man, gold's been getting hit. So gold is pretty red on the day. It closed at 44.80s, basically just under 4,500. It's now at 4,400s roughly. So, yeah, I would say what people need on a daily basis for living, the inflation would be through the roof. Yeah, Cajun. It's futures, bro. Futuristic gambling. Yeah, I mean, markets are a gamble, brother. You know? Yeah, I see somebody say AMD is not a competitor to NVIDIA. I mean, it depends on what you mean by that. NVIDIA has about 90% of the AI data center GPU market. Market cap of NVIDIA is 4.6 trillion. AMD's number 2, but it's pretty far away. It's pretty far away. So, you know, but if it catches up, it catches up. I'm not saying it does. But they do compete in data center GPUs, CPUs, consumer and gaming GPUs. So, I think my recent computers are AMDs, but yeah, here's gold. Gold's still falling down. Gold's respecting that 200 exponential. I don't know if I want to short this right now, guys. What do you guys think? I made a lot yesterday. I don't know if I want to short this.
Way to rub it in, John. Thanks.
Wait, rub what it, bro?
Making all that money.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, y'all, yeah. Of course I made all this money. That's just what I do here, dude. That's just what I do, bro. I make money.
I'm not.
You know? I breathe excellence, Britt. I make money, you know?
Yeah.
That's just what I do, bro. I live my life, you know? I live my life one trade at a time, Britt. One trade at a time. And, you know, this is what we do.
It's because you're a real racer, you know?
I know, yeah. Yeah, I know Jensen went there. NVIDIA looking good from here. So you think NVIDIA looks like a buy right here? It is down. I mean, it broke all-time highs. It pulled back some. You know, maybe it's time to buy it. 210 seems reasonable. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not an investment professional, guys. Of course, I'm not liable if you lose money. But it doesn't look like it's the worst it could be. We are moving 5K troops from Germany to Poland mainly because they, yeah. Oh, the drone news. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, I saw this earlier. Regarding drones, some drone stocks have been moving. So basically, just to cover the drone news. The current administration's in talks to fund drone companies. So you see some drone stocks surging, ONDS, RCAT, and others. You know. Pentagon. So we've had month-long discussions between private sector firms and the Pentagon, included the Office of Strategic Capital. Unusual Machines is a drone components maker that counts Donald Trump Jr. as an advisor. But yeah, we're basically seeing news reports over the last day that the Trump administration is in talks to provide funding to some drone companies, including UMAC, Sequoia Capital-backed Neros, and more. So you see some just general drone stocks bumping up on that news, is what it is. IBU Mackin is up 27%. Yeah, you can see the jump here. Pretty big jump. Understandably so. I mean, pretty big jump. Do me a favor, guys. How many likes do we have right now? Britt, refresh the stream. You know.
All right. Let's see. We're at 86. Unacceptable.
86?
We need more likes.
What? 86, bro? No, dude.
Oh, we just got bumped to 88. If that makes you feel any better.
You ungrateful viewers here, guys. Ungrateful is what I'm saying. You know, how dare you?
Like
No, it's still pretty early in the stream, bro. We started,
I know.
we started 30 minutes ago, so we're good. You know,
I know.
what's up, Ed, my guy? What's up, dude? How you doing, bro? Nvidia's like the Bitcoin of the stock market. People leave to buy alts, then return with more cash. No, I absolutely agree with that. I think that's true as well. I clicked 13. Yeah, if you don't refresh, it shows how many we had when you enter the stream. Bitcoin going down too. Bitcoin is down. It's at 73s again. Mine said 99 likes. Now it says just we have 140 now all of a sudden. So I knew you guys could do it. I knew you guys could do it.
Hooray for you guys. Yeah, hooray for school.
Yeah. So Sully says, thanks for reminding me to like. Always forget. Thanks for being awesome. Thank you, Sully, for being awesome, dude. I appreciate you guys. I know I don't say it enough, but you guys are great. You guys are great. Supportive. Always show up here. We appreciate the love. Thanks so much. Today is PCE inflation data. I'll put up what we're expecting here. My dad's account, I forgot. What's up, Rod? Yeah, that's right, Nikolai. I had a hamster named Nikolai once.
Really?
No, really. You know, they were Russian hamsters. You know, so I think we named them Vladimir and Nikolai.
You ordered them all the way from Russia?
Well, I think when we bought them, it said something like Russian hamsters. I don't know where we got them from. You know, we got them from our hamster guy. You know, but no.
John had a hamster dealer.
That's kind of an office joke. But yeah. Look, so we're rejecting right here on the volume weighted average price on the Nasdaq here. Yeah, look, we're at 29,938 for the VWAP. We're rejecting there now. The Nasdaq's starting to wiggle a little bit back down here under the 200 exponential though. I think that's what it was, Rand. I think that's actually what it was. Hey, thanks for, as always, an amazing stream. Gave you some hearts. I need a heart, you know. I'm like that guy from The Wizard of Oz, you know. I need a heart. Hamster dealer.
The guy from The Wizard of Oz that was on the transplant list.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's see if the VWAP holds here. We're under the 200 exponential, under the volume weighted average price. Obviously, this looks like a downward trend here. I'm a little bit hesitant to trade. I guess I will. But I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe I shouldn't trade. Let's pull it up. Trade of 8. We've made a lot yesterday. Let's see. What? Epic pin. Trade of 8. There it is. All right, guys. We're ready here. We're ready. I might short this little bounce up there to retest the 200 exponential. It's a little bit riskier here, but we're going to take it. We'll take 3 contracts right here. Let me see if I can pull my P&L thing up. All right, guys. So we are in a trade. We do have PCE and GDP inflation. Dude, how large is this freaking thing? Hold on.
Hey, Britt is a scarecrow. No, dude, I'm Dorothy.
You're Dorothy?
Yeah, someone asked if I was the scarecrow since you were, the Tin Man, which I think was kind of mean, you know.
Wow.
But no, I'm Dorothy. Thank you. I got
Dorothy.
the ruby slippers. Don't be jealous.
He does. I've seen him. Yeah. Yeah. So my daughter watched Pulp Fiction with me yesterday. Did not like it at all. Didn't like it at all.
Pretty sure I don't like it either.
I like it. I always liked it growing up. I think it maybe when I was younger, when I was younger, maybe.
There were a couple of okay parts of it. Like, I didn't hate it, but never been a Tarantino fan, except for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I like that movie.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's great. And that's her favorite movie, too, is by Tarantino specifically. All right, so we are in this trade, guys. We are in this trade. We're currently flat right now. Currently flat. I'll put this up above me here so you can watch my P&L like move. We are short. We'll see if this holds. I hope Warsh doesn't hike rates. I don't think Warsh is going to hike. I think we'd have to have like really, really, really bad inflation for Warsh to hike. So I don't think he's going to hike rates personally. I think he might do QT. So I think he might do quantitative tightening, but I don't necessarily think he's just going to hike rates. Not right now. If he did, I think Trump would trip out, you know, which doesn't mean he's not going to do it, but I think the president put him in office, and I just don't think he's going to do it, you know.
Not if he can help it, most likely, or at least until he has to.
Yeah. Right, exactly, Chris. Chris said it was edgy when you were younger, not so much nowadays. 100%, yeah. Yeah. All right, so we're in this trade, guys. We have 3 micro contracts. We're shorting here because we just broke back under the 200 exponential and the VWAP. And so it's a small trade. I don't trust what's going to happen with PCE and GDP data, so it's a small trade. And sometimes we do chop leading into these events. So sometimes we can chop leading into these events. We'll see. We still have 30-something minutes left until this data releases. But, yeah. You can have a pet mouse, but no hamster. What happens when Warsh does not?
Yeah, you were reading that too.
Yeah, I was just reading that. I'm seeing this question right here. What happens when Warsh does not lower rates? I don't think he's going to lower rates right now. I think he'd get a lot of heat from it in the Fed, you know? So, like, I don't necessarily think we're going to see Warsh cut interest rates anytime soon. Not with the high inflation we see from the Iran conflict. I just don't think that's going to happen. Not right now. I think if we weren't in the Iran conflict, Warsh would step in and cut interest rates immediately, basically. But I think since we're in the middle of this, I don't necessarily think he's going to cut rates unless he does quantitative tightening and does a little bit of diversification in that regard, where he does QT but simultaneously cuts interest rates. Maybe we see something like that. I still think, like, right now, anytime soon, especially for his first decision in the Fed, I think that's low odds. I think we're almost certainly going to pause again next month. And next month, we do have the summary of economic projections. And so we do have the SEP next month on June 18th or 16th. And so we'll see what that looks like. But yeah. PCE will be shocking. I don't know. We'll see. Pre-PCE Kung Fu. Yeah, I mean, I'm in here. Again, I'm going to set a stop loss level just above here. And get out, but I'm trying to hold this. I'm gonna protect it just in case, but Warsh only has 1 vote, not his decision to make. No, 100%, and that's another reason, Michael Anthony, that it obviously makes sense that we're not going to get rate cuts next month. People always make these wild bets for FOMC meetings. I'm not sure why, but they make these wild bets that are just super improbable, super unlikely. But they do it anyway. I always argue with people that make these ridiculous bets, you know. PC and GDP num for April. Yeah, we'll see, guys. Oh my goodness. We just got a big green candle here. Looks like I'm going to stop out of this trade. That's okay. Yeah, we just got stopped out. Is this a news-driven candle, guys? Let me see.
I don't see anything.
Is this a news-driven candle?
You get it a little quicker than I do, so maybe.
Yeah, I don't see anything here. I think it's just stopping me out real quick. Guys, that just popped. See what oil's doing simultaneously.
Nothing.
Yeah, so oil's not really dumping here. Not really. So, yeah, it's just a normal move. Looks like. Back up to the VWAP. Alright. Bro, I told you uranium was a great buy. It's up 50%. It's the DAC uptick. If Warsh wears a red tie at his first FOMC, the market will rip. What color will Warsh's tie be?
What if he doesn't even wear a tie?
Honestly, I'd respect it. I'd respect that, I think. No tie Warsh, I'd respect that.
Yeah.
You know? Alright, guys, 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah, we also have GDP data coming out today. So we do have GDP data coming out Now remember the way GDP drops. Okay, so this is GDP for Q1. Now I believe this is the second revision. Let me see. Hold on, real quick. I think it's the second. Let me see. GDP second revision. Yeah. So this is the final one. All right. So this is going to be the confirmed GDP for Q1. Basically, is what this means. After this report next month, we're gonna start looking at initial estimate for Q2. So this is gonna be the final GDP data release for this quarter, I believe, right? So GDP data expected at 2%. Last time it showed up at 2% for the first. Or no, maybe this is the second one. Let me look this up. Because maybe the next month is going to be the final revision. Wash tie, red, blue. Wash shouldn't wear green tie. When do we start seeing extremely bad news because of the Iran war in terms of inflation? I mean, what's the average gap between the oil shock and bad inflation numbers? We already are seeing pretty... I mean, look... The desired inflation print for PCE, which is the Fed's preferred inflation metric, is 2%. All right, they're talking about core inflation here. Okay, so yeah, this is the second GDP print. It's not the final one. It's the second one. My bad. It's the one in the middle.
So this was expected at what, 3.2 is what you said? I can't remember.
Today's PCE inflation data, yeah, core PCE, which is the Fed's preferred, excluding food and energy prices, is expected at 3.3% today, upticking 0.1% month over month. So we're pretty far away from this in terms of the Fed's target versus what PCE actually is. And if you look at like a PCE inflation graph, just to look at this, just so you can see, I'll put up a core PCE inflation graph, which excludes food and energy prices, but you can still see the elevated aspects of the Iran conflict, even in the core prices, right? This is from Trading Economics here. Whoa, look at oil dip real quick. Could just be a normal dip though, but yeah, here's Trading Economics. You can kind of see right now that here's March. So you can see the inflationary aspects. Even before the conflict started, inflation was rising since the beginning of the year, especially. But especially in March, which is right here. This is March. We're all the way up to 3.2%. It's expected today at 3.3%. So if it comes, it'll come in about here if it shows up as expected, you know. So yeah, we're basically moving up. There's the 8 o'clock numbers here. I believe we did have building permits and stuff like that dropping in 10 minutes or so. But again, it's not just PCE today. It's also GDP. It's also jobless claims. It's also durable good orders. It's also personal spending and income. So a lot of stuff dropping at 8:30 today, guys. Be ready. It'll be 3.5%. What's your predictions percentage wise for core PCE year over year? Expected at 3.3. What's your expectations?
I'm just going to guess as expected.
As expected?
Mm.
That's a fairly reasonable guess. $3.5, 2.5, no idea. 4 something. Nah, it's not gonna be 4 something. It could be. I mean, 4 is not outside the realm of possibility, but a full percentage or 0.7% over expected is kind of high. I don't expect it to be that much. I mean, if we look at headline PCE, which is not core, obviously, it's expected at 3.8 year over year, 0.5% of the month. But that includes oil, so that's going to be high. 3.4, 3.1, 3.8, cheating at golf. What? As expected is my guess. Unlikely it's tweaked to satisfy Taco 5%. Fed likes to fake numbers. I thought Wash wanted to move away from core PCE as the metric of choice. I mean, yeah, look, just to go back to this here. So we have this right here, and it kind of breaks down PCE inflation. So it breaks down PCE inflation here. Look, let me show you. All right, so Wash is probably going to choose to go more in something like, hold on, I gotta make this a little bit smaller. There we go. So Warsh is probably going to go with CPI, but Shelter is 15 to 18% of PCE, which is less than CPI. Shelter is 33% of CPI. So it's roughly half in PCE what it is in CPI. Core PCE strips food and energy. The Fed watches Super Core, which is core services excluding housing as well, to gauge pure wage-driven inflation, right? But also PCE gets revised a lot, so we can look at see if we get some revisions today from this. And yeah, PCE does tend to run lower than CPI over time, but it's still expected at 3.3% for core today. So remember, a hot print today might make a stronger dollar. Higher inflation means higher yields, which means stronger dollar. It means people are coming to means people are using dollars to buy up U.S. assets to get those yields, right? Like higher yields because of higher inflation. So high PCE print is going to mean potentially weaker gold, stronger dollar. A cool print would be the opposite. If gold moves how we think it's going to move. So CPI lie. What kind of copy trading are you talking about, Dad? What's up, dude? We catch back up on my chat here.
See, John knows he's the market maker. Well, yeah, I mean, the market moves around John's trades.
Yeah.
They're massive.
2.2%. If you're going to lie big. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't believe any of these inflation reports, and I can't really blame you. This one is done by the Bureau of Economic Analysis. The ones that really get heat are the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics data, which is CPI, payrolls, unemployment. Those get revised, you know, a lot. But PCE gets revised too. EV Ferrari at green. He wants to use medians, lower inflation, talk about confirmation bias. Your Google mug is funny. My daughter gave me this mug. It says, you guys will probably agree with this, except not your father. It's going to be me. I don't need Google because John knows everything, you know? What the heck just happened to my camera, bro? Okay, there it is. Weird. No, it's back up. Okay. Inflation is at least 20%. Yeah, I mean, it depends. Where you have multiple accounts, super smaller profit target as the minimized risk. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. You're cool, John? Hey, thank you, Fireblaze. I appreciate you. I think I'm cool too, guys. I think I'm cool too. Hit the like button, though. Hit the subscribe button. We got 24 minutes before PCE and GDP data go live. 24. I mean, those bad gas prices are going to be baked in. Maybe in the next report, inflation might be worse. Yeah. Don't blame these bad gas prices. Yeah, gas prices are high. Honestly, I'm waiting for the conflict to end. And it kind of goes against, like, again, I noticed yesterday, and I've noticed this the last, month or so. Anytime we get a big market moving headline, people start piling into my stream. And so when the Iran conflict goes, maybe that dynamic stops too. People still watch me for economics and stuff and trading, but I'm still ready for this conflict to end. Although it is making the inflation reports get a little bit more exciting with all the oil prices being up and stuff like that, but
it is, but it's also a little tiresome.
Yeah, well, it's too political for me. I'm not a political person, and
I just don't like the back and forth, honestly.
Yeah,
just over and over again.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of that, again, the Pakistani government says Foreign Minister Dar is going to visit Washington on May 29th, meet U.S. Secretary of State Rubio. And so that's going on, but I don't think this is going to move markets at all. Here's the NASDAQ. It's hard to trade in this environment, too. NASDAQ moving back up closer to 30K. NASDAQ is now back over the VWAP. Hey, thank you, VFL, for becoming a member, my friend. Thank you, brother. Shout out to you, man. Thanks, dude. But yeah, the NASDAQ's getting back closer to 30,000. I think 30,000 is like a high liquidity number. I think a lot of traders are watching 30,000. I think a lot of traders put stop losses around these areas here. I said this earlier, and so I'm watching 30,000 pretty closely here to see what we get. But 30,000 is confirmed numerous different times. So we're definitely watching 30,000. Wait, look at the NASDAQ rip up here, chat. Look at the NASDAQ move here. All right, let's see what's going on. Is oil dipping down as I speak here? Yes. Speaking of this, right, I just talked about this happening. Again, Pakistani Foreign Minister Dar is going to visit Washington tomorrow and meet Rubio. I don't think that's what's going on here, though. We already got that news a couple minutes ago. Okay, Iranian official Bagheri says Iran is ready to engage in constructive dialogue and sustainable cooperation with responsible regional countries to establish an order based on unity, independence, resistance. I don't think that's what this is either.
No. Yeah, but I'm not seeing anything. I don't see any tweets or anything either.
I don't see anything either. I see volume spike up a little bit. But not a lot, so maybe it's not news. I don't know. I mean, you can see the oil spike in the NASDAQ here. Alright, not the oil spike. You can see the NASDAQ spike here. So we did get a big pop up, almost at 30,000 on the NQ. Here's the NQ right here. But I don't see anything coming through the tape either. Could be the Dar news, could be the other comment I'm saying. I don't see anything. If you guys see anything early, let me know. I just don't see anything here. The only thing I see right now, ECB minutes set upside risk to inflation, but that was like 40 minutes ago. Pakistan Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister is going to visit New York tomorrow to meet with Rubio. I told you guys that about 20 minutes ago, though. So unless algorithms are just reacting late to this, which is possible, I don't see anything. No news. Oil did fall a little bit, though. NASDAQ did push back up. Could just be buy order stepping in ahead of PC or inflation. Yeah, I saw the thing about Bezos here. He said that workers should view AI as a tool that enhances their skill instead of fearing it as a job threat, according to YF. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like we get... yeah. Meta trying to do what X is doing. Did oil go up? Bull or bear on PCE inflation data, guys? Bull or bear? Let me know in chat right now. Are you bullish or bearish on the data print? We had 56% of you guys out of 500 votes think inflation shows up hotter than expected. That's not a shocking view, though. I think most people are expecting inflation to be a little high today. No? Bear, 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 bull, bear, bear. Almost everybody's bearish on PCE inflation. Yeah, bearish on risk assets. Okay. Bull? I can respect the contrarian. Big bear. Russell is dipping. Bear, bear. Is anybody bullish? Always bull, Nikolai? Inflation's gonna keep going up. Bearish. Coming. Bear. Almost all bears. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really see... Let me exit out of some of this stuff, but I saw the drone news earlier. We got, what, 20 minutes left? Yeah, 20 minutes until PCE and GDP drops. Yeah, I'm looking at truth. I don't see anything that dropped over the last few minutes here.
No, and I've been steadily checking other stuff, and I still don't see anything.
Yeah. I will go with your point as expected. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. PC is going to be hot. Bear, bull, purple bull. PC going to be hot. Quick 130. I want some discounts. That means go the other way. Bullish, I think the data is lagging. I mean, it's April data, so it's last month's data. But jobless claims are not last month, right? So we have jobless claims unemployment that also drops at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time today. And jobless claims data is expected at 211,000 to 11K is what jobless claims are expected at today. So they're expecting jobless claims, which is unemployment claims, how many people are filing for unemployment, to uptick as well in this data release at 8:30. So we got some stuff, we got some stuff. But yeah, PCE and GDP data coming out today. PCE again expected for core at 0.3% on the month and 3.3% on the year, which is pretty hot. Durable goods also dropping simultaneously at 8.30. It's expected at 4%, which is a pullback from the 0.8%, or no, which is a big increase from the 0.8% it was previously for March. I'm tempted to buy this and see if we test 30,000, but it's a little close to. I'll take a very small position here, a very small position. 4 contracts, micros. I'm tempted to see if we move up there to test 30,000. Yesterday we made like $400 though, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we did lose a little bit today though already, so we're in a deficit today right now.
Yeah, I was just thinking I'm probably not going to get in on this. I'm not quite comfortable trading here.
Yeah, I mean, being so close to the data print, we could just chop, but it's small.
Yeah, no, I know.
$10 trillion profit. Could be a little whippy though, back and forth. Okay, so Iran's Revolutionary Guard said the Middle East would not see peace until yeah, we got some escalation from Iran's Revolutionary Guards. Okay, I'm gonna take half of this off right here. I don't know why we're jumping up right now. Could be a catalyst. I'm gonna take a little bit more off here. What's oil doing right now, guys? Let's see. Nvidia's jumping up a little bit. Oil is falling down a little bit as well. Not a lot though. I don't think this is. I don't know why we're moving up like this. We're slightly green on the day with this trade now. How much time we have left? We have 15 minutes left, chat. 15 minutes.
Yeah, without a few more candles, it looks like it's just following the trend.
Yeah, look at this big green handle though. I love to see it. I gotta get out right here though. I'm gonna get out. We are green on the day now, effectively. Yeah, but I'm gonna be kind of scalping if we do trade more leading into PCE. Very small gains here. I usually make like $50 to $100 a trade, but I get into a bunch of trades every day, right? So I think that's the smartest way, the least amount of risk. If you stick with a 1-to-1 ratio and you take advantage of high accuracy, that's essentially what I'm doing. High accuracy, break-even reward to risk ratio in my trades. Yeah, also guys, join our Discord as well here. Join our Discord. Because we break down everything going on in markets every morning. So like if you look at this, before we started the stream today, we had all the big breakdown. We had what's going on PC and GDP, Iran, the Strait of Hormuz and oil, NASDAQ, S&P, Dow, gold, yields, oil, Micron, AMD, chips, economics, and more. Broken down before the stream started. We also do this on x.com at Beginner Trade, so give your boy a follow here if you haven't already. I will put the Discord link. I'll pin the Discord link to the top of the chat if you want to join it.
All support is appreciated. So.
Yeah, guys.
Oh.
Yeah, just pin it to the top of the chat. Nightbot posted it. You know. So join the Discord, friends. All right, so we're at 940s here, 940s. Talk about them trying to team up. Join Discord so you can see more ads. Dude, I post good stuff, dude. Yeah. 4.5% inflation. Hit the live button, Terry. You might be, you might have back up Terry too much. You know. Some of you guys understand that joke. What's up, Steve? Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna get today. Again, PC and GDP data drops in 13 minutes. 13 minutes. Smash the like. It's the first thing I do when I get on. This man out here spitting facts. Yeah, we try, bro. We try. Are we long today still? I know Brit probably is. Market will chop until the Iran decision. I don't know, bro. That's not really what we've seen. We've had market's making pretty big movements here ahead of all this stuff. So we see markets making pretty big movements.
Just during the whole conflict, I mean, there's definitely been some downs, but mostly up. I mean, the overall trend.
Yeah, some of you guys got the Terry reference. He's too delayed on the stream. Hit the live button, my friend. You put it in reverse too much, Terry. 940s right now. 940s. It's gonna be chop. What, Britt?
I don't get the reference.
You don't get the reference, bro?
No, I'm
What
probably
have you-
forgetting something, but
Have you lived under a rock, Britt? You've never seen the video of the guy in the wheelchair and he's lighting a firework, and for some reason he just gets like, he gets stuck and he won't move, and the guy's like, put it in reverse, Terry. You never seen that video?
No, I've never seen that.
It's a beacon of culture, Britt. A beacon of culture. You're missing out.
Oh,
Watch
sounds
it after
like
the stream today. You know, we're all laughing, you know, at you, Britt, not with you here. You know.
I don't even care.
Yeah, dude, I see it. I don't know what I want to do here. Markets are really getting kind of flat leading into the PCE print. We are slightly green. I think we're up a whopping $2 today. A whopping $2. Yeah, chopping leading into this report. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Again, we did a poll, but 57% think inflation is going to show up as hot.
I mean, based on the neck of the woods I live in, I mean, it's not unreasonable to assume I live in a swamp. But
Yeah.
I don't.
If they use the Samson option, this is going to be your last trades anyway. I don't know about the Samson one. I can't. Unless you're talking about Samson from Half Baked. That's the only Samson I can really think of. Let me talk to Samson. You know? May inflation data will be hotter. I don't know. It depends on oil. Nvidia's starting to rebound up, but we're hitting the VWAP here. All right, guys, listen. We got 10 minutes left here. 10 minutes left. How could PCE be cold? Yeah, here, Terry. Hit the live button, brother. You are behind on stream. Yeah. I don't know what the prediction is today. I can give my guess here. I'm going to go year over year. What's your guess, guys? Give me your PCE inflation guess. We got 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with core. I think is going to show up at... I'm going to go with core at 3.5% for core PCE inflation. You know, I'm kind of mixed here. I think it could go. Look, I think it could go at 3.1% as well. You know, 3.1 to 3 or 3.5, which is opposite ends of the spectrum. I know I'm diversifying a little bit. I'm gonna go with 3.1 or 3.5. That's my guess here. 0.3%, 3.5%. Your 10-second opinion on the Bitcoin chart right now, bro. Bitcoin is down. Dude, it's down. Bitcoin wants easing, and so Bitcoin's going to want lower inflation, and so maybe this inflation print today, if it comes in low, can save Bitcoin's downward drop and push us back higher here. If not, and it comes in hotter like everybody thinks it is, Bitcoin might fall more. I think it could be getting baked into a hot PCE inflation print as well. So we'll see. PCE 4.1%, the market dips, then rips to all-time highs. I don't know. 4.1% would be bad. You never know, though. John's official guess, 3.5%. Yeah, I'm going to go with 3.5. Slightly high. I'm going to go with slightly higher than expected. But, yeah, Bitcoin's been falling down here. Interesting enough. Bitcoin wants easing. Yields are down over the last 5 days, but so is Bitcoin. So very strange. Very strange. But gold is doing a similar thing here. All right, guys, NASDAQ bouncing directly off of the 200 exponential here. We are popping up a little bit on the NQ. You know, we did bounce right off that 200 EMA level here. Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. We have 9 minutes, 8 minutes left. This just isn't crypto's time right now. That comes later. Core's at 3.5, PCE 3.8, and jobless claims 210. Yeah, I mean, Niels, I don't know if you got that from Claude, but I'm going to go with 3.5, like I said. Jobless claims 210. Yeah, jobless claims at 210. I mean, it's expected, what, at 211 right now, which is an uptick in unemployment claims. That's how many people are filing for unemployment. And again, to understand PCE versus CPI, today, guys. Shelter is underweighted in PCE. It only makes up about 15 to 18% of PCE data versus 33% in CPI. You can look at Supercore, which is core services excluding housing, to gauge pure wage-driven inflation. But again, the higher inflation shows up as today, the stronger dollar will get, right? The dollar will go up most likely the higher inflation is. So why is that? Because high inflation makes yields spike generally. And yield spiking means people want to take advantage of those yields. And they use the dollar to do it, and it makes the dollar stronger. And vice versa, right? Gold is an interesting thing to watch as well, because gold has decreased heavily, even though yields have fallen down over the last 5 days. So you got a couple things here. Maybe gold's not buying the Iran conflict deal, which I guess makes sense. Generally speaking, gold should go up as yields fall, because people are making less from bonds, and so sometimes they buy gold instead, right? Yields going down generally makes gold go up, but that's not the case recently either. Gold has been steadily falling. I mean, it went to crazy numbers over the past 3, 4, 5 months for gold, so it makes sense that we would contract somewhat, but it's almost down to 4,400, so we'll see what happens with gold on this print here. We have 6 minutes left, chat, 6 minutes. Stocks are going to follow Bitcoin under 200,000. Could be a good print administration. What do you think are next month's rates? I don't know. Next month is light years away. Light years away in markets time. Next month is 3 days away, guys. That's light years. I don't even want to talk about that because that's so far away from now. Yeah, it's so far away.
Light years measures distance.
Shh. Right. Talking in Star Wars terms. Okay.
Parsecs, then.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, yields have fallen down. They're up a little bit today, though. All right. So, what symbols do you guys want me to put up for inflation data? I'm gonna put the Nasdaq up for sure. I think I'm gonna put the Nasdaq and the S&P up. Here's the ES. Here's the NQ. We will see what this data print brings here. 30,000 is what I'm watching. Gold, if inflation keeps going higher and higher, I bet the president tries to pull out of Iran. Not saying he can because he doesn't call the shots, but midterms are right around the corner. Are we bullish or bearish today? The chat's mostly bearish on this print, to be honest here. So the chat is mostly bearish. We have 5 minutes left. We have about 1,500 people watching. The chat is mostly bearish today on this PCE GDP print. Mostly bearish. I mean, I can ask again here, but this is relevant. Again, PCE inflation data, the Fed's preferred inflation metric. If we look at a graph here showing core PCE trends, last time we showed up at 3.2%. 3.2%. Today we're expecting 3.3%, which excludes energy prices, but there's secondary effects. High gas prices are going to make shipping more expensive, make airlines more expensive, make travel more expensive, and there's a lot of other stuff. Like we use oil and gas and a lot of different things. And so even if the oil prices, the energy prices are not directly included in core PCE, we still see secondary effects, and they are expecting it to jump up to 3.3% today, 3.3%. I guess 3.5, and at this point I'm starting to not trust my guess here because I think that might be almost too high of an expectation today. Too high. But we'll see. Gold up or down. Gold's down a lot here. It's down a lot. Nasdaq's around 30K. I will trade this report too. I'm not afraid to trade this report here. I have to wait 1 minute at least in most of the prop firms I'm using, but we'll see. And if you want to help support your boy here, use coupon code BGT. Great way to help support the channel. Everything we do here is free. I try to report market news, breaking market news. I know a lot of you guys jump in the stream to check breaking market news, and I appreciate you guys. Just remember this face. Coupon code BGT. All right, here we go. We have 1,600 here. We have 3 minutes left, guys. 3 minutes. I am gonna throw this in sub-only mode. I appreciate you guys all, but I appreciate subscribers more because they're just better than non-subscribers. Lurking.
Yeah, you can always go ahead and subscribe, and then it doesn't matter.
It's pretty easy, guys. Some say it takes one mouse click to subscribe. I can't verify that, but
But that's what the legends say, you know?
Yeah, the myth of John. All right. I don't know what to expect from this PC print. We do have the second revision of GDP data. Last time it showed up at 2%. Quarter 4 was 0.5%. Last time showed up at 2%, which I believe was under expected. I can't remember what they expected for the initial estimate of GDP. I think it was like 2.4 or something like that. We showed up at 2%. Now this is the second revision, so it's expected at 2%. Jobless claims expected at 211 here. 211, guys. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Do you think institutions already know the PCE data? I don't know if they know it already. They might have some more understanding than I do. Hey, thank you, Saeed. I appreciate it.
I'm sure
my friend.
I'm sure they've run their own numbers, but still, I don't think they just know the data that's going to drop.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And yeah, look, guys. Again, just to decode PCE's print. PCE measures specifically personal consumption and expenditures, tracks price changes across all goods and services consumed by households, including Medicare, Medicaid, insurance, health insurance. So it's a broader scope than CPI, and this is why the Fed likes to use it here. We have 1 minute left. Chat, I'm going to put the song on. But we have 1 minute left here. Whew, I don't know what to expect here, guys. I just don't know. But 1 minute left. Let's see what happens. Give me your last minute predictions. Less than a minute now. Less than a minute. Yeah.
I still say it's predicted, but
my guess is 3.5, or I'm diversifying, or 3.1 is my guess. Core PCE inflation year over year. Here we go. We are waiting for this print here, guys. Waiting for this print. Hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed, guys. Make sure you catch up to the stream. We have 30 seconds. 30 seconds here. Core PCE expected 0.3% on the month. Core PCE on the year expected at 3.3%. 3.3%. Let's see what we get. Here we go, guys. 15 seconds. All right, 10,
there's a drum roll.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the report right now. Durable goods showed up at 7.9%. Jobless claims showed up higher than expected at 215,000. GDP showed up at 1.6%. PCE showed up at 3.3% as expected, 0.2% on the month. So honestly, a little bit cooler than expected. Inflation data, a little bit cooler than expected inflation data. NASDAQ is ripping up. Again, PCE 3.3% as expected. On the month, it showed up at 0.2%. Now, jobless claims did go up higher than expected. They showed up at 215,000 versus 211,000 expected. So we had higher jobless claims, which is weaker jobs. We had PCE inflation, which was as expected to slightly lower than expected. On the year, core PCE showed up at 3.3%, which was flat. On the month, it showed up slightly lower at 0.2%. 0.2%. If we look at headline PCE, it showed up lower than expected on the month at 0.4% and as expected on the year. And so GDP was one of the weaker prints, though. So we see a little bit weaker economics. GDP 1.6% for quarter 1 versus 2% expected. But PCE inflation was mostly flat, except for on the month where it showed up slightly lower than expected. We're going to dig deeper into this report, though, guys. So give me a second. We're going to dig deeper into this report. But yeah, GDP 1.6%. The NASDAQ did go up from this report. Lower PCE than inflation. GDP was weaker. So this was weaker GDP data here, guys. And look, I'll put some of this data up on screen real quick, and we're going to dig deeper into this report. But yeah, GDP was weaker here today for sure. GDP, again, showed up at 1.6 versus 2% expected. So weaker. The story of this report, just to clarify, I'm going to review this right now. The story of this report is that we had weaker GDP, weaker jobs, and weaker overall economic data. For economic, a look at the economy was weaker than expected. GDP 1.6%. Jobless claims spiked to 215. All right, that's number one. PCE inflation, it's still hot relative to the target PCE, but it was mostly as expected today. Mostly as expected, which markets are currently pricing in as optimistic, at least in the initial moves. The NASDAQ is pushing closer to 30,000. But that is essentially the story of this report today. The story of this report. So, and again, we're going to dig deeper here. Look, we're gonna dig deeper into this right now.
Basically,
Here's
me and
the-
one other guy in the chat were right about the PC part, at least.
Yeah, so look, here's the PCE print, and you can see the graphs on this report right now. NASDAQ, S&P moving up. But here's the PCE print. The April data is out. Some of PCE interest payments, $611 billion. Gasoline, obviously up a lot in PCE, 28.8. Housing and utilities are up. Recreational services is up. Healthcare, 0.4% from the preceding month. Excluding food and energy, PCE index increased 0.2%. Headline PCE came in at 3.8%, which was what it was basically expected today. Yeah, so this is basically what was expected. April decrease of less than 19 million in personal income, primarily reflected decrease in farms proprietors' income. We're gonna dig a little bit deeper here, but yeah, that's basically PCE inflation mostly flat, but jobs were weak here, guys. Jobs were weak. Let me fix the stream here, but yeah, jobs were weak. GDP was weak as well, 1.6%. Yeah, so PCE mostly flat, a little bit under the expected number. GDP is concerning, though. Again, a lot of people are going to start arguing whether this means we should start lowering rates early. I'm assuming yields are going to go down on this report. Let me see what yields are doing. NASDAQ, S&P up. Right, here's 10-year treasuries, which it's kind of sometimes hard to figure out how markets are going to price this in. I'm assuming yields are going to go down. And yeah, from this report, you can see yields falling down to 4.498%. You can see the report came out here. Yields did fall down leading into this report. But yeah, personal income was essentially flat, down from 0% on the month. If we look at personal income. But yeah, I'll put this data up on screen, but man, rate hike odds going down. Yeah, I mean, I think rate hike odds are going to go down. I think yields are going to fall. I think all that makes sense. Inflation data coming in a little bit better than expected, and weaker jobs data is going to mean markets are pricing in potentially less rate hikes this year. I still don't think we're going to cut anytime soon, but I think this data does open the door somewhat to better rates this year. Better rates this year is what I'll say. But yeah, PCE data mostly flat, slightly lower than expected on the month for core. Headline was purely flat, I believe. I think headline month over month might have come in slightly lower as well at 0.4 versus 0.5%. Yeah, jobless claims did show weaker jobs, higher unemployment claims. Again, 215 versus 211, 210 was revised up previously as well. So jobless claims were revised up from previous numbers, and they were higher than expected today at 215. GDP was very weak, 1.6% versus 2% expected for quarter one. We still have one more quarter one print for the final estimate, but mostly NASDAQ is reacting positively to this. A little bit more under control inflation data is making markets optimistic here, is what this is.
Sending up, what, about 50 points?
Yeah, we ended up rebounding.
Yeah.
Hold on, dude. Okay, OBS dropped for a second. Are we still here? We're still here, guys. We're still here. My OBS dropped for a second. Can you guys hear me? Are you guys still with me? Did you guys stay with me here? Yes, you did. Okay, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, gold here. Let's take a look. Gold is actually up a little bit, which makes sense. If yields fall, people might gravitate towards gold. No, can't hear you asking. Hey, still here. My guys, Doom Bunny, Bull, Gary. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, PC and GDP data. NASDAQ is back over 30,000. Gold is back up. Let's see oil here. What's oil doing on this report? Oil's falling down some as well. So yeah, inflation data did come in a little bit better than expected. PCE inflation, core PCE rises 3.3%, which is the highest since October here. So again, that's not good. That's not good. Is this bullish or bearish, chat? Let me know in chat right now. Is this bullish or bearish? Look at oil fall in the NASDAQ rip. Is this bullish or bearish? PCE Core has rose to the highest print since October of 2023. OMG, thank you for becoming a member. Sorrel, you are now a made man here. You are a member of this chat. We appreciate you guys. Hey, my guy, Sorrel, thank you for becoming a member, my friend. Not great, not terrible. Bear, stagflation, bearish, bull.
Thanks for the support. And, I mean, at least based on the initial reaction, I guess, bullish. But,
I'm assuming Bitcoin is going to like this report, but it's hard to figure out here. It's hard to figure out. Bitcoin is it's a 2-hour chart. Weirdly enough, Bitcoin did react well to this report. You can kind of see the big bounce that we got on Bitcoin, but it did not hold. It did not hold. But yeah, I'll put this data up on screen, but again, we did have a hot PCE print, 3.3% year over year. Headline was 3.8%, core was flat. Yeah, GDP was the bad number, and jobs were bad numbers as well here. But maybe this is making people more optimistic. All right, so ask me where they bullish or bearish here. I see bull, bear, bear, bull, neither, bull, GDP, bull, bull, really bearish, bear, gold, bull, Bitcoin. Our economy's cooked. I don't know if one bad print here in jobs. It's been a while since we've seen weak jobs in the economy, if you believe these reports. Right, it's been a while since we've seen weak jobs. If you believe these reports. And so I don't think one bad print in jobless claims is necessarily going to cause people to freak out like this. Man, the chat. Futures went up a little bit. Yeah, NASDAQ is up. Oil's down. Here's the S&P 500. So most things are reacting positively. The NASDAQ is now over 30,000. I will trade this report. Guys, I will trade this report. We can trade this report right now. So bear with me, pun intended, I guess. I almost want to short right here, but we're at 30,000. And so I'm going to buy this dip and see if we get some movement here. So we bought the dip here. Let me put this up on screen. I will add some size.
Pun, by the way.
Dude, it was the greatest pun of all time. Top 3 for sure. We are in here, guys. We are in here. We are down. You can see my P&L right here above me, floating above my head here. I will add more to this too. We're going to take some risk. We got a pretty decent amount of cushion on this report. Give me the bounce. There we go. Feed me the bounce. Yes, sir. And I am out. Made $100 in what, 15 seconds here or so? Yes, sir. Give me more. That's right. I'm going to take a little bit more off here. Take a little bit more off. Now we got a little 1 micro contract here. I'm going to set my risk level at a reasonable spot. Now we're just going to sit on this thing. $30,000 bounce. Easy money. Easy money.
I believe in you, John. You can do it.
Yeah, so again, we've had the hottest print since 2023 for PCE inflation. Yeah. Isn't it time to retire the Powell thumbnails? Look, I'm holding on for memory, for memory. Powell still, he was the last FOMC guy. So until War steps in, I'm using Powell. All right, we're in here, guys. We're in here. Better to buy Bitcoin now? Yeah, I mean, we should see lower yields, and Bitcoin is rising on this as well. So is gold. So it is a non-EMA. I believe John will win. We believe that John will win. I knew you would, Tig. I knew you would. I'm taking notes on how fast that MA took profit. Bro, I'm the fastest profit taker. I'm scalping these moves, dude. Sometimes the first move is the wrong move, and so markets can get really priced into something and then go completely the other way. This is what I do here, right? Like, I'm using a Lucid 150K funded account on Lucid, right? And again, if you haven't checked them out, I'll put the link up for Lucid. It's a great way to help support the channel. You can get a 150K account if you have not used your, if you haven't used your 50K, you get 2 times of 50K off. For Lucid, if you haven't used that, you can get the 150K direct to funded account for like $420. And so what I do here, they have end of day drawdowns. And so what I do is I try to build up small profit first. If you want to check it out, you can use coupon code BGT. I appreciate everybody that joins me for these breaking news events. But what I try to do here is I try to build up small profit on the day first. That's why you see kind of small gains. And then once I have small profit, I have more room to take larger risks since it is an end of day drawdown. And what that enables me to do is take small profit, small profit, small profit, build up a cushion, then take larger risk. So if I lose once I build up profit, then I'm break even on the day. It's all good. If I make money, then I can have much larger wins, and my winning days are generally much larger than my losing days. So that is the goal today. I'm going to leave this last little baby micro in there. John, how does one find a white-collar job in the economy? Don't ask me, bro. Don't ask me, dude.
Networking. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I said maybe.
Be useful, I guess. You know, oil finna rip. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's the old Maximus, not, what you know till you know.
Right. For sure. Yeah, and again, PC inflation data came in at the highest level. Here, chat, the highest level. This is the little micro that could right here. Look, trading micros is the way, dude. I'm telling you. Like, people, I get it. People make these big, crazy gains on the internet. Trading micros is the way, guys. It really is. Like, dude, you can do so much with micros. Yeah, look. Where you can take one micro if it goes in your favor, add to it, take more risk. This is at Lucid. This is on Lucid right now. I like Lucid, Rohit. I think Lucid is reasonable. I'm an affiliate of them, so I'm biased. I try to be honest with people, right? Like, I get paid by them, so naturally I'm going to be biased in their favor. I think it's good right now, especially with that 50% discount. And they mostly have end-of-day drawdown options. So, like, intraday drawdown will follow you up. So if I make $500 on the day, my drawdown's still $2,000. If I make $1,000 on the day, my drawdown's still $2,000, regardless of how much I make on the day. With end-of-day, they calculate it by the previous day's amount. And so once you build up profit, like I'm doing now, then I can take larger risks. I can scale in more. I can add more risk. I can make more money. And with that said, I'm going to take this off right here. That 30,000 bounce was pretty easy money too. So what do you guys think here? Are y'all bullish or bearish for the end of the day here? Let me know. John the Snowman? Definitely a snowman. I'm like Young Jeezy. Am I too old for that? So I see Islamabad will offer Washington the transfer of Iranian uranium to Beijing under international control. So I do see this news that dropped about a minute or two ago, that according to an event correspondent, Islamabad will present to Washington the transfer of Iranian uranium to Beijing under international supervision. PCE Supercore showed up at 3.767%. So US PCE Supercore year over year, 3.767%, roughly 3.8%. PCE Supercore month over month, 0.4%. So, interesting. For PCE. Young Jeezy. Some of you guys understood that reference. I know I'm old here, bro. Like, we're listening to rap when I'm training jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, dude, I gotta listen to millennial rap here. I'm a millennial. Like, give me Young Jeezy. Give me old Gucci Mane. You know what I mean? Like, give me Carter 2, Carter 3, Lil Wayne. You
can keep all that stuff. I don't like any of that.
Oh, you're just not as cool as me, Brett. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. Just not my thing.
Yeah. NASDAQ still ripping up. We're at 30,000 to 35 here. 30,000 to 35. Yeah, get rich or die trying. That's a little bit. That's even kind of old for me. That was like young child John, which I can respect, but that's even too old for me. I like some of it. That's a very high PC print. This is the highest since 2023 for core PC inflation. It's still lower than expected, though. It's all relative to expectations. Again, you got to understand, the market is getting baked into specific expectations. So the market is getting baked into what was expected today. And so when we show up lower than the month-over-month print, if we show up lower than the month-over-month print, expectation, markets are generally going to be optimistic about this, right? And that's what's going on today. PCE month over month expected at 0.3. We showed up at 0.2, 0.3% previously. So we decreased month to month. And we also came in lower than expected for core PCE, which is the Fed's preferred inflationary metric. At the same time, though, we also had weak jobs. We had higher jobless claims, which is a much more real-time print for jobs. It's a week-to-week unemployment filings report. Higher means more people filing for unemployment. Higher means more people filing for unemployment. Lower means less people filing for unemployment. And so we did show up higher than expected. So weaker jobs. We also had GDP for quarter one show up at 1.6%, noticeably weaker than the 2% expected. Now we'll get the finalized version of this coming soon next month, but yeah, basically weak economics and as expected inflation data is what we see from this report. But since it was lower than expected, markets are still pricing in optimism. And again, if we look at yields, which is a way that you can see how markets are pricing this inflation print in, 2-year treasury yields, we can pull this up here, have fallen from this PCE print. So markets are basically pricing in less rate hikes this year. Here's two-year treasury yields. We can put 10-year yields. They're down as well from this print. So yields have fallen. That has simultaneously made gold, the dollar's probably down. Yeah, the dollar's down because the lower yields are, the less people that use the US dollar to get in, yielding assets. And gold is probably going, so gold, as yields go up, gold goes down. So gold should be going up maybe because of lower yielding assets, worse yielding assets, right? Yeah, gold is moving up. My coffee tastes like sludge today, guys. But gold is moving up. We'll see if it holds. NASDAQ's still ripping higher here too. Look at this. NASDAQ jumping. Yeah.
But what is Guild doing?
Guild?
Yeah.
I think Guild. Yeah, I typed in what is a guild. I thought guilt, but I think it's guilt. Caffeine is a terrible drug. My coffee tastes like sludge today, dude. And this mug is huge. Like, look at this mug right here. Again, so I'm going to ask the chat again here, guys. I'm going to ask the chat again. I'm going to end this poll. I'm going to ask the chat again. What comes first? Rate hikes or rate cuts? Hikes, cuts. Neither this year. And then I'm going to put GTA 6 as an option here as well. All right, vote on the poll, guys. Vote on the poll. What comes first? Hikes, cuts, neither this year, or GTA 6? Let me know. Let me know what you guys got there. Hikes, cuts, that petroleum juice. NASDAQ is up here, guys. We're at 30,046 here. GTA 6 all day. I did a poll yesterday. Almost everybody voted for GTA 6 here. So I did a poll yesterday. Almost all of us voted. The quant says US data released this month is net bullish for the dollar. Yeah. No. It's not bullish for the dollar. Not this report. This report's not bullish for the dollar. And it's not bullish for the dollar because the dollar goes up when yields go up, right? So when yields move up, the dollar's going to go up with it because then if other countries and people want to take advantage of the higher yields because they're earning more, right? And so they have to use the US dollar to buy those assets, and so that strengthens the dollar in turn with higher yields. That is what this is. And so this actually is making the Dixie go down here. If you look at it, it's making gold go up and the dollar index move down because markets are pricing in, even though inflation was still at the highest print since 2023, the dollar's still going to be going down and yields are still falling because it was a little bit better than expected is what this is. So that is the story today. NASDAQ still moving back up though. It's at 30,050. It's over 30K today. Over 30,000. And we'll see if it holds. Also, guys, help support your boy here. Join our Discord. Like I said, every single day we post a breakdown of everything going on in markets, guys. So before the stream starts. And so you can kind of see here today, we talked about PCE and GDP coming out. Iran and the Strait of Hormuz. We had gold and yields and oil, Micron, AMD, economics, and all that stuff coming out today. So join our Discord. It's completely free. And yeah, help support your boy here in this channel. I'll put the link up here. There's the link right here. Gold is a rocket ship. Now, yeah, gold's going to be benefiting from lower yields, too. I think markets want lower yields. And so that's kind of something we're seeing getting baked in here. Lower yields in markets. Yeah, everybody say bye to Brit. Brit's leaving.
Sorry, everybody. Later.
Later.
Hope y'all have a great day. Hope y'all end up green and make tons of money.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Later, brother.
Later.
See you, dude. Alright. Why the run up? Because we came in lower than expected. Ooh, dude, nobody was going to remind me to cancel my short here. Or my stop loss. I should have held this. NASDAQ's liking this PCE inflation print, though. NASDAQ is liking GDP and PCE today. So, markets like this here. We'll see if we hold, but markets are into this. Yeah, we're at 30,050 right now. Is this up too much, though? I might take a short here. I guess I'm going to short this. Oh my gosh, dude. Literally, as soon as I click short, we rip up. I'm not going to add to this. I'm going to immediately get out. I don't like that candle at all. It looks almost news-driven. I don't know if it is, but... We did get news Islamabad is going to offer Washington to transfer Iranian uranium to Beijing. I think market's going to price that in as optimistic. We got that about 12 minutes ago. How's WTI crude looking? Crude is mostly down here. So if you look at the dollar index, and you look at crude, it's mostly down from this report. The report showed up right here. So we showed up. Where are we at? Report came out right here. And so crude's mostly down. Still over 90s, but still down net. You entered the short 5 minutes too early. I know. Where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin is slightly green from this report, but not a crazy amount here. Yeah, so you can see Bitcoin here. Here's when the report came out. Bitcoin is up. Somebody might have known something, though, because what's interesting is, like, leading into this report, look. Stupid Epic Pen can't work on 2 monitors. Here's 7:25, so 5 minutes before this report, somebody started getting baked into... Like, look at this candle. This candle was at 8:28, 2 minutes before this report dropped. Look at this Bitcoin candle. So somebody might have known something here in Bitcoin, just based off of how much it moved up prior to this report coming out, a minute or two prior. Gold's going to start flying. So I'm going to go back over this again. What are you guys wanting to buy today? What are you guys wanting to buy today? Lower yields in GDP means the world sells bonds after the news. Just casual insider trading. Semis. Lambo. Hey, what's up, Universal Code? I still got to get back to you, brother. My bad, dude. It's been a hectic week, my friend. But I got you, bro. I got you. I'm going to get back to you. I still got to get back to Fimi as well. I got to email him, too. I don't intentionally do it. It's just life gets busy. ServiceNow, Palantir, Aponi. There's no way the data is to leak before it published. Circle, Bubblegum, Gold, Ammo, Prime Rib. Yeah, I think I could have held that short and made money here. I just kind of got scared out of this. Adele. Corsair. I don't know if I like Corsair, bro. Pasta. Oil. Meta. XLM. Bro, this is breaking out. Where do you get the data release? I know, I get it faster than everybody else. Y'all hit the subscribe button. We got Treasury Secretary Bessent warned corporations and states against paying Iran tolls. Only a satisfactory outcome in negotiations will end the downward spiral. He said, forming a wall of steel, the U.S. naval blockade has ensured a record low amount of Iranian crude on the water. We will also be shutting down both airlines' access to landing spots, refueling, and ticket sales regarding Iran's airlines. He said Iran's Persian Gulf Strait Authority, PGSA, is a joke, and today Treasury has sanctioned it. We have warned any corporate or state entities against paying tolls or hiding them as aid payments. So, Bassett's speaking right now. DeLorean. More oil. Walmart or Ford. Yeah, I can't remember who gifted the sub. I appreciate whoever it was, though. I think it was... Let me see if I can scroll up and see it. Chat's moved a lot. Hey, what's up, BT? Happy Thursday. I'm just now seeing that comment. My bad. With so many comments in the chat, it's hard to keep up, to be honest. Yeah. I'm sure whoever it was will show up here. I appreciate whoever did. Memory is back moving today. Yeah, I mean, look, AMD and MU. Some of the crazier moves. AMD is actually green on the day. MU is almost green on the day as well. So we're getting close. We're getting close. Are y'all red or green on the day? I'm still green. I lost on that last trade, but we're still green nonetheless here. So we are green. Are you guys not going to join the Discord? Join the Discord now, guys. Join the Discord now. It's completely free. I'm pretty bummed you guys don't like me enough to join the Discord here, man. I can feel it. I can feel it. Green. I'm gray. Intel. Yeah, I'm in... what am I in right now? Am I in... Sometimes I forget what I'm in. I'm in Oracle at 160s. PayPal, I'm basically flat on. SoFi, I'm down. I'm in at 23s. It's at 16s. Target, I'm in at 86s, though. It's at almost 130 for Target. Coca-Cola, I'm in at 66. It's at 80s. Amazon, I'm in at 190s. It's at almost 300. Apple, I'm in 250s. It's at over 300. Microsoft, I'm in at 380s. It's at 415. We got some other holdings, too. Yeah. Blood Diamond on MU. What will be the open? Yeah, open should be interesting today. It's 9 a.m. right now. Let's see if we get some swings from markets here. Here's the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's still ripping here, though. Really, we have about 5 minutes of chop at this point in time, though. So we do have about 5 minutes of choppiness. We'll see what happens. But about 5 minutes of chop. Gold is going to be going up some. Hold on, wait. Look at the NASDAQ. And NASDAQ just jumped up to 3070s. Yeah, look at the NASDAQ jump here. So the NASDAQ just jumped up to 3070s at the 9 a.m. swing. Gold is ripping. Booming. Did somebody mention the Dow? Booming. Hey, thank you, Seth Plays. I appreciate the subscribe, brother. Thank you, sir. Hey, shout out to William. Appreciate the sub, bro. Yeah, look at this big jump here. I'm trying to see if this is just 9 a.m. or whether this is catalyst driven or not. Yeah, give me a follow at Beginner Trades, though. We also post, look, if you look at my X page here, we post this morning market brief every morning. So it's the same thing. You know, we drop PCE inflation, GDP data. We give you guys all this stuff. Like, look at this. Everything going on X.com, at Beginner Trades. We give you guys really what's going on here. I don't see any news. I think this is just 9 a.m. Here's the link if you want to give me a follow there as well, chat. We appreciate it. PCE did show up at 0.2%. It was actually lower than expected. We're talking core PCE month over month. PCE did show up at 0.2%. I think, right? Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, we should have been 0.2%. So I don't know what to do with the NASDAQ here. Did I do another poll? Let me see what the poll. Let me see what everybody said in the poll here. Hold on. All right, so 31% think we get hikes first. 22% think we get cuts first. 25% think we get neither this year, and 21% of you guys think GTA 6 is coming out before anything. Yeah, I don't think funded. Hold on, wait. Yeah, if you want to use my funded next link, here it is right here. GTA 6 getting delayed again, bro. It'd be a shit show if it does. Long or short, guys? Long or short? I don't know, man. I don't know. Landing on the moon before GTA 6. I want to say short. I really do. Like, I want to say short. Hey, thank you, Sutter. Appreciate the follow, my friend. Thank you, brother. Long, short, short, small. Again, chat, long or short here. We got 25 minutes until the opening bell. Dallas Fire, is it? NASDAQ is getting close to that previous closing price, though. It just tapped 30,100 here, or got close to it as well. I don't think it quite hit there. No, not quite. Got very close, though. Short now. Short at 120 to 135 range. Long, long. Yeah, I mean, looking at the NASDAQ here, let's take a look. All right, oil's still falling. We talked about some of these levels earlier. But at this point in time, the all-time high is not that far away from us. The previous closing price is at about 125 here on the NQ. So 125 level here. This might be some liquidity up here at 125. We have this high up here at 136s as well. 30,000 underneath us seems like a line in the sand where some longs might make a liquidity event, like a risk level, stop loss level under 30K. And so if we dip under 30K, maybe we'll get a squeeze down. But at this point in time, I think we're up so much. I don't think I like this dip yet. Not unless the bulls really start taking control. I don't think I like this dip yet. It's not big enough here. But we have gone up a lot from the CPI report. And so unless I'm going to take a counter trend trade, I think I just kind of have to wait here, right? Go long. I don't know, Code. I don't know, dude. I see the micro E-mini touching 75.51s. Yeah, I mean, all-time highs on the S&P are right up here too. We're still a little ways away from that though. We'll see what the opening bell brings us though. CENTCOM says an MH-60 Seahawk helicopter lifts off from the flight deck. Tripoli is among more than 20 ships enforcing. S&P September, December calls are looking tasty. I don't know. I think the only thing that makes sense is a counter trend trade right now. Like I said, I don't think a long makes sense. We're up too much. And look, the PCE data was good, right? And the GDP data was weak, and jobless claims were higher than expected. All of that contributing to lower yields, right? And so I think markets are excited about lower yields and potentially less rate hikes this year. But the PCA data wasn't that good. It was still the highest print since 2023 for core PCE, right? So that's not good, even if it was lower than expected. And so I think this reaction is just getting baked into potentially lower yields in markets, but I don't necessarily think it's good. But I think the momentum is obviously on the upside over the last week or two anyway, just because of optimism around deals and stuff like that. Like, that's what I think is going on. Damn, just tried Claude. Bro, Claude is great, dude. Claude is great. Claude, look, I'll tell you what Claude is good at. Claude is good at building things. What he's not good at is referencing data. I should have taken the short, man. I should have taken the short. Honestly, I was in the short too, but... yeah, so Claude is good at building things. He's not the best at referencing data. He'll fill some gaps with just made up information sometimes, which I think a lot of AIs do. I think most AI systems are just not that great at querying news, is what it is. What's your favorite AI system? Let me know in chat right now. Here's the NASDAQ starting to dip down here. We still got 23 minutes. 23 minutes. Siri was better. Well, it depends on how recent the market news is, to be honest. Bassett said they've sanctioned Iran's Persian Gulf Strait Authority. Will be shutting down their airlines and access to landing spots, refueling, and ticket sales. Can I mention my AI platform here one time? No. It's just hard for me to vet. AI is not good at Googling stuff. Except for Google's. Important clarification. Except for Google's. Gemini is pretty good at it. Who knew? Who knew Google's AI would be good at Googling things? The best AI platform is OneMinds. Nah, bro. Definitely not true. Definitely not true. Jiu-Jitsu Traders. AI Quinn. DeepMind. Gemini. Grok and Claude. Grok, look, I don't find Grok that good. Especially if you use the speed Grok, where it's like, give me the information now. Bro, it's just making up things. It genuinely is. All right, I should have taken the short, guys. I knew this would happen. I didn't take it. Everybody yell at me now. Because I knew this would happen. I wanted the short. I didn't take it. Yeah, I knew this would happen. Yeah. Shorting gold. I don't know what to do here now. I'm trying to be patient. Like, I'm trying to be patient here and just wait. But is this a dip worth buying here? I don't like a short anymore. We're down too much over the medium term, or over short term. I mean, I could buy a dip, but try to look at the hourly chart. The hourly chart looks, I would say the hourly chart looks a little bullish here. 15-minute chart looks a little bullish as well, obviously, but I need a dip. Maybe this is a reasonable enough dip to buy. It could also just be choppy here, but I'm gonna wait, see if we get a larger dip down to like 25s, and maybe I'll take a small position there and see if it goes in my favor. So I'm looking at like right here. Let's see if we get it. I'd like 25s, personally, with how big this pullback is. What time is it? Okay, we have 20 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to get it. There's 30. I'm going to take one micro contract down here at 30s. I'm just worried I'm honestly going to miss this. I might add back down to 25s and leave it at that. Very small, though. This is like a little feeler trade. If it goes in my favor, we'll add to it. But I might not get that chance, too. Panic, it's open. Bull or bear for the open, guys? Let me know. Yeah, we got the big green bounce level here. I wanted 25s. It went down to 28. I could add a little bit to this now, though, and just sit on this. Maybe keep adding to it as it goes in my favor. Longer term bounce spot, but... we'll let it work. Bear, both, bear. Hey, thank you, Solo, for the... becoming a subscriber, my friend. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Long on oil here. I'll slowly add to this if it goes in my favor, too. Bear. It will skyrocket. Bear. Yeah, I mean, market's so bullish ahead of the open. Maybe we go the other way at the opening bell. That's possible. I don't know, though. If everybody's one-sided. You know, we asked people this morning, and everybody was bearish on PCE, and then, you know, I even heard somebody mention it was probably the right way to look at it. When it's so one-sided, the other way might make the most sense, right? I think people make things really political as well, and so they look at things in terms of, you know, what they want to happen is, you know, a lot of the time political on both sides. And I think you got to understand, there's so many bears in chat earlier, and then we've ripped up since the data release, so it kind of goes back and forth here. I might add a little bit more. I'm gonna see if we can get over this short-term EMA real quick. Yeah, when I say people make things political, it's on both sides. It's not just one side, right? They make it political on either side. If they dislike the president, they think inflation's going to go crazy high and the conflict's going to last forever. If they like the president, they say it's going to end soon and oil's going to come down. And so, again, I try to take that bias out of it. We're probably going to cut this flat. I'm out. We're flat on the rest. Let me get rid of my stop here before it gets hit. So flat trade, completely flat. We got out break even. We had a chance to let it run, though, but... as long as it doesn't spike both ways, I don't care, bull or bear. We've got a cushion on the day. I'm trying to be patient here, though. I really am. Also, guys, remember, Apex recently updated their sale. So now you can buy bulk, like 5 accounts at a time on Apex. So Apex, let me put this up. So Apex has this sale going on right now. If you look at this. For Apex, reduced pricing on select items, 90% off. Metals are back trading on Apex. On sale for one-time pass fees, on sale for intraday and end of day. You can bulk pack 5 at checkout and buy an eval bundle of 5 at a time. Skip the multiple checkout processes. So you can get up to 20 accounts on Apex. These are the cheapest accounts in the game too. Like you can get 50k evals are as low as $19. So if you want like a cheap account for your first couple, or if you want to get a bunch of accounts for cheap and kind of take some swings, Apex is the right move. I'll put the link up. They're an affiliate of mine. I'm biased, but genuinely useful. You can use coupon code BGT on most of these. But if you want to check out Apex's sale going on right now, there's the link right there. Again, these are the cheapest accounts in the game. I'll pin this to the top of the chat. Why would you want 5 accounts open at the same time? Well, what people do with these, Rob, is they use trade copiers to get a bunch of accounts, and then trade all of them simultaneously, right? So if you have 10 accounts, or if you have 5 accounts, I use 5 as an example, and you make $20, you really made $100, right? Because you're trading $20, you made a small $20 gain. And so in terms of scalping, you can do so with somewhat less risk if you take a bunch of accounts simultaneously. And there's a lot of trade copiers like TradeSync and stuff like that that will allow you to do that, right? And so that's some people's game with it, with these prop firms. I believe it's international, Lloyd. People don't realize that it has to take a month for oil supply to get back. Yeah, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes of chop right here. 6 minutes of chop. When things look bad, buy. When things look good, sell. Easy rule. Yeah. Fearful when others are greedy. Greedy when others are fearful. We've got a cushion on the day. And like I said, we're trying to build up a cushion so we can take a larger swing on this account. I trade my accounts in blocks of 5 generally. Depends on my confidence in the specific trade. Yeah. Scaling funding is big brain. Yeah, again, guys, listen, if you're in these prop firms, the thing that makes the most sense is use an end of day drawdown platform. Lucid, I like Lucid because it has end of days. Apex has end of day drawdowns now as well. And what I do is I build up a small cushion, small, $50, $100, $200. Take a little bit larger size after that, because if my drawdown is $2,000, if I take a 50K account and my drawdown is 2K, and it's an end of day drawdown, and I make $500 in profit, now my drawdown is $2,500, and then I can take a little bit larger risk and say I make $1,000. Then my drawdown is 3K, right? And if it's an end of day drawdown, it doesn't trail up with you intraday, right? So once you have $3,000, $4,000 in drawdown, then you can get in a situation where you can take much bigger swings, right? And say you make $5,000 or whatever it is, then you've had a much larger win with small risk, scaling into the day with small size. And I think that just makes sense, chat. I think that makes sense. That's the right way to do it. That's how I've always done it. And so if you watch me early in the day, I'm taking much smaller size. If you watch me at the end of the day, depending on if I have a cushion or not, then I am taking larger size. If I have a big enough cushion, and if I don't have a big enough cushion, I stay small on the day and it's small losses, if that makes sense, right? Like that's the way. That's the way. That's the best risk management way to do this in funded accounts. That's the right way. That's the way to build in these funded accounts. Again, shameless plug. Use my coupon code. I appreciate it. BGT. Hey, thank you for the subscribe, my friend. I appreciate the love. Thanks so much, brother. I am copying your methodology, John. As long as you're not copying my trades, brother. Bitcoin just got bitch slapped. Did it really? Oh, dude, it did. Look at Bitcoin. Yeah, I would think this would be a good report for Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin wants easing, and so this report did drop yields. I don't know if they stayed down, though. Yields are a little bit spicy in that way. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. For yields. That's the only way to do it. Smart trade, brother. Hey, thank you, my friend. Yeah, take profit. You can see the link in the description for take profit. Where are yields at? I gotta pull yields out here. Yeah, yields, 10-year yields are down, and they've steadily fallen here. They did rebound some at 10 o'clock though, but I would assume Bitcoin wants lower yields, and we have lower yields from this report. Again, this report showed up. I lost my Epic Pen thing. Where is it? There it is. The report showed up right here, so you can see how much yields have fallen since this report right here. And so market fell down. Yields market fell down. But Bitcoin's still falling. It's at 73,000. Yeah, I mean, take profit trader. It depends on if you're in Pro or Pro Plus. Pro Plus has end of day here. Pro has intraday and Test has end of day. So it depends on if you're in Pro or Pro Plus for take profit, really. Bitcoin pricing in something and people aren't looking at. Yeah, I mean, end of day is just so much more useful though, because you know you want big payouts, right? Like end of day is what you need, because no matter what, like you're gonna get followed up. Look, I have a Lucid review where I talk about this, so if you want to understand what I'm saying in regards to end of day and why it's so much easier to make more money on end of day drawdowns, watch the video, because again, here's the video right here. In this video, I give a lot of examples about like the differences between end of day and intraday, and so here's the video right there. But man, Bitcoin's still fading here. How much time we have? We have 8 minutes until the opening bell. 8 minutes. 30-year bonds, inverse head and shoulders. I'm trading the NASDAQ mostly. I'll trade oil or the S&P too, depending on what looks good, but I'm mostly trading the NQ. Dude, I still have that ear thing, dude. Like, ever since I got sick, like, my ear will pop. It was just, you know, weird. Fed Williams says Middle East conflict is increasing inflation. Bro, look, I respect everybody at the Fed. They're definitely cooler than me because they work at the Federal Reserve, right? But of course it is. Like, who, like, you're saying this like it's some meaningful thing. You know? Like, oh, you know, the Middle Eastern conflict's making gas prices go up? Of course it is. You don't have to say this. It's not meaningful. Obviously it is. Nose is alright. John for Fed governor? Hey, listen. You know. Sign me up, dude. I promise low rates, low inflation, strong GDP. Stock market all-time highs every day. And just generally, everybody has fun in markets again. Make markets fun again, guys. Make CPI and PCE great again. All right, guys, here's the market on open data. Market on open data pulling the NASDAQ up to 3050s here, but let's see if it holds. All right, guys, NASDAQ is moving up on the market on open data. Look at this, we're over 3050s. I'm a mobile trader. Most of these platforms offer Tradevate. TradingView is mobile as well, right? So if you trade mobily, Tradevate, TradingView, those are both good options. You know, man, look at Bitcoin, guys. Yikes, dude! Look at Bitcoin here. Eesh. Look at Bitcoin, guys. That ain't good. Yeah. NASDAQ ripping up on the market on open data here, though, man. Look at this. What's the trade right now, guys? What's the trade? Williams is speaking. It's not a crash. Bitcoin's been pretty bad on the day. It's weird, though, because, again, yields are down. Bitcoin should be down on more easing optimism. But maybe Bitcoin's realizing that Warsh isn't... Warsh might do QT and cut rates. So Bitcoin might not like that as much. Yeah. Bitcoin monthly was horrible. Alright, here we go. I kind of want to buy this dip here, dude. Alright. Is this American greed right now? I'm going to take a quick scalp with a little bit larger size. We have a cushion on the day. I just want to see if we follow through on this move up a little bit more. Very green market on open data here. There we go. It is before the open. I'm going to take a third of this off. Give it a little bit more time now. And cut it if it starts to break down at all. Got out flat a little bit more here. We'll give it one more second. What time is it? We have 3 minutes. Ugh. All right. It's small. Luckily, we cut most of it before the drop. Dallas pushing down. Come on, buy. Maybe I should, dude. Yeah, look at this big turnaround. So I got out mostly flat on that trade, but man, look at this drop. We are green on the day still. Let's see what kind of open we get. We got 2 minutes into the opening bell, guys. 2 minutes. Let's see what the opening bell brings us today. Very flat, choppy market. This price action over the last minute does look bearish, though. Like, this does look like a bearish move. The opening bell might swing us the other way, though. But this looks bearish short term. I mean, we have a minute and a half left. That's a big swing back down from the market on open data. Yeah, I mean, we're in this high volume node Sam's talking about. I wish... Let me turn off Epic Pin. Hold on. Let me turn off Epic Pin real quick. It's just not working great. And then I'll open it back up and it should work better. There it is. Bro, what the heck did Epic Pin just do? Look, this is the high volume node right here. So we're just kind of ranging in this node for now. Bro, where did my bottom thing go? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I'm trying to long oil here. What's up, Plague? Mostly in NVIDIA. NVIDIA dropping hard. I mean, NVIDIA did pull back pretty heavily, actually. Yeah, it's at 211s. It was almost green on the day. Almost went green. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. Hit the live button next to the play button. We'll see what we get for the opening bell today, friends. Wish us luck today, guys. Wish us luck. Here's the bell. NASDAQ moving back up. There is the opening bell here. All right, guys, so NASDAQ's spiking here. Look at the green at the opening bell. Let's see if it holds. Sometimes the first move is the wrong move, but man, look at that green at the opening bell here. Oil's kind of moving up simultaneously. NVIDIA has gone completely green on the day, so NVIDIA has ripped up to 213s, 213.50s, almost 214s for NVIDIA. This is what's driving the NASDAQ higher here. So yeah, look at this big pop. 30,090s, 30,097s, almost 30,100 here. All-time highs are not that far away from us either here, guys. So we just ripped up super green open. Maybe market's getting priced into less rate hike odds this year. That's a very bullish open here. I can't trade yet. I gotta wait 4 minutes to trade, but man, look at the green open here, guys. What an open here. Wow. What a green open. Yeah, also, guys, you can hit exclamation point BGT to join the giveaway. We will be doing a giveaway today. So, exclamation point BGT, Lucid Flex 25K giveaway. But man, very green open. I'm not really interested in anything yet. But look at this pop. Now we're over 30,000 and 110s. GDP growth. GDP came in lower than expected, though. It came in at 1.6%. Bitcoin is actually falling a little bit. It's at 72,900s here. So Bitcoin is actually fading a little bit now. Yeah, it's a green open for sure here right now. It's a very green open. NASDAQ's fading now. I almost want to buy this dip, but we can't trade yet. I have to wait 4 minutes to trade. This looks like a dip. We might fill this upward candle here, but I gotta wait. I can't trade yet. I gotta wait another 2 minutes. What's your rule for the opening bell, guys? Do you have a rule for trading? Absolutely paid on MicroStrategy. Wait, what you do is the rule? Trading? I gotta wait at least 4 minutes. Some people have 5-minute rule. I have mine is 4 minutes. So it is now 8:30 to basically 8:33. And so I need to let some trends play out first. This big green candle looks like we're gonna have a follow through on the upside, but what it actually means is that if we do reverse back down, markets might be bearish because we reversed such a big green candle, and so markets are gonna start pricing in a, piggybacking off of that big red reversal, if that makes sense. We're also back close to this high volume node, so we gotta wait some time now. We get a breakdown under 35s though. It's looking interesting. There's 50s. So what time is it? I gotta wait 40 seconds to trade. I always buy a panic sell. ES is doing the opposite of the NASDAQ. Oh, that means it's microchip related, most likely. I mean, the S&P's not doing the opposite. S&P's coming down with it. It's not as big of a drop because the NASDAQ's more tech heavy, right? I might short a little bounce here. Can I? I gotta wait 20 seconds. See, like I said, such a big reversal is gonna make bears show up. This is why I wait 4 minutes. Give me a bounce. I'll short it. It needs to be a large enough bounce, though. Give me a bounce. Give me 35s. I need 35s. I can't do it. Look at the NASDAQ fall here, guys, on inflation data. Look at the NASDAQ fall. Feed me a bounce, though. Give me 35s. 30s, maybe. I might not get it, though. Look at the NASDAQ dump. Yeesh. Red is showing up in markets, guys. Again, if you're just now tuning in and you want to join the take profit, or not, the Lucid giveaway, exclamation point BGT will get you there. There's 30s. I want 35s, though. I might be a little greedy here. Maybe even like 40 is what I'd look. I don't know if there's enough meat on the move to short right here. Sure, we could continue down. But best short ever, I called it. Yeah. GDP is not good. Yeah, GDP was not good. Jobless claims were higher than expected, and inflation data was the highest we've seen since 2023 for PCE data. So none of that's really good. Here's 30,000 though. So this psychological level of 30,000 makes sense. There's 30K. That could hold us up for a second here. Yeah, I'll pin this at the top of the channel. Yeah, if you enter exclamation point BGT in chat, you just got to enter it one time. It joins the giveaway. Look, here's the 200 exponential. We're at 985s here. 985s. Look at that big retracement at the 200 exponential. This is why I watch it, guys. Look. Exactly at the 200 EMA here. Exactly there. Trying to see if there's any news. But I don't think so. Williams spoke, but they're done. Okay. Give me 30s, 35s. I'll take it. Small contract, though. I got 25s. A little bit bad to fill here. I don't really like how much this is, but we'll take small trades and then add to it. Our cushion's not that big on the day, so I don't want to take too much risk here. I'm gonna have to take a little bit more here, though. Let me add up to 4 contracts here. There we go. Yeah, a little bit more off there. Come on, break down. Yep, take a little bit more off there. Take a little bit more off there and hold the rest break even now. All right, come on. Let's keep breaking down here. I don't like the retest. I'm going to get out there. Not bad. All right, so we got a much larger cushion on the day now. We can take larger risks now. We didn't get any Iran news, not really. I could have maybe held this short a little bit longer. Yeah, we're back under 30,000 now. I think that's bad. But 200 exponential is propping us up right now. This is not necessarily like a super low volume area, either of the volume profile. So like we could chop here for a minute, testing 30K, testing the 200 exponential. Bears taking control. Golden era. I mostly avoid the first 10 minutes. Not a bad move. We're about 9 minutes into the day. Depends on what's going on. Bitcoin bounced a little bit. Where's oil at right now? Oil's up, Nasdaq's down, but not up enough to mean news is dropping. All right, so yeah, now we're testing that 200 EMA here, which is this green line. Ed Williams is speaking. Yeah, I think they're done speaking, Jeremy. I don't think they're still speaking here. All right, we're still flushing down here. We're under 30K. Nasdaq's turning down. Yeah, Snowflake did rip. Still kind of patiently waiting here. But the Nasdaq is still down. I don't want to buy it. VWAP is currently at 963s here. So watch 963s right around this level. We also have some previous support at 963s here. So I could buy this level if we get down to it. It's a little risky, especially in the wake of markets flushing like they are. But I'll try it if we get down to 965 or so. This is a lot of red. I might not actually get there though, but we'll see. All right, moving quickly. I might not get it. I might miss it barely, but I gotta be strict, but I might miss it barely. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna take one contract here. I didn't quite catch it, but it's all right. I'm gonna just take one. And then add if it goes in my favor. Again, small risk. Markets are really red here, so I don't want to get just flushed out of this with some big size. More it holds. I mean, obviously it looks a little bit better if we can get back over 970s. Let's see. Excuse me. I'm trying to be patient and just add to this if it goes up. I want like 30K really. But all right, we're at 3 contracts now. Now we got back over the VWAP. It's a little bit more optimistic here. We just took a little bit more size. There we go. Take a little bit more off here. Take a little bit more off, and we can hold the rest, break even on the last one. See what happens. It's gonna be green no matter what now, but I get stopped out on the last piece here. Yep, got stopped out on the last piece. Still green. We gave ourselves a chance, but it just kind of, it's moving a little bit too quickly. We'll wait and see if we get another entry. The VWAP held, though. That's what we wanted, but maybe missed out a little bit of money on this last little piece. More coffee. That's a real good shat. S-H-A-T. What is that? Past tense of... Was that past tense? What is it? Did you misspell something? All right, so we're still coming down here. Now we're testing the VWAP again. I don't like the retest of it nearly as much. And so let's see if we keep breaking down. But Brit's not feeling good. So Brit, Brit's not here. Yeah, Brit's not feeling the hottest right now. It looks bearish here, but who knows? But it does look somewhat bearish. No, he didn't. Alright, here's 950s. This is why I don't like the retest of the VWAP, because the second test usually means momentum's coming down. NASDAQ's still falling here. I buy futures contracts, Mel. So futures contracts, you can day trade the S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, Russell, gold, commodities. There's no PDT rule. You can day trade more actively on there. I think we're out of economic data for the day, too. I don't think we get any more dropping. We got new home sales dropping at 10. So we'll see what that looks like. But NASDAQ's breaking down. Again, we're giving away a free Lucid 25K Flex account. Exclamation point BGT will enter you the giveaway. We'll give another like 15 minutes or so until the giveaway. But all you got to do is enter it once in the chat. You'll sign up. Right now we have signed up Raga, Sly, First, Chuck, Backflip, Jen, Checkerboard, Significant, Zach, Killing Frenzy, Toxic, Jep, Ahmed, Plague, JB, Lemon Lime, Jacob, Sam, Jay, Wheel, Sarge, JB, Pew, Keith, Matt, Blaze, Kevin, Tara, Fred, Nick, Clifford, Christian, Full Straight, Rambling, Kane, MS, Saint, BB, Bulldog, MK, Blake, Jonathan. You only have to enter it once, but Day Hustle, Wisdom, Gator, everybody else. Yeah. Who won yesterday? I can't remember the name of them. It was something... Forgive me, but it was something girly. NASDAQ still breaking down. We're at 940s here. 940s. Somebody remind me who won yesterday. Oh, no, wait. I can figure it out. Hold on. Conceive and create. Maybe it's not girly. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you. Oh, I think Vanilla Sherbert is their username on Discord, so maybe I thought that was... I don't know. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean it. It wasn't me then? Yeah. Keegan, what's up, dude? Yes, conceive and create. Maybe I was thinking of you, Bunny. I don't know. My daughter and I saw a rabbit at her school the other day. And my daughter's like, look, a bunny. I think I told this story already. And she's like, look, Daddy, a bunny. And I was like, oh, look, a rabbit. And she was like, it's not a rabbit. It's a bunny. And I was like, Maddie, I'm too masculine to say bunny. I'm not saying it. It's an Easter rabbit. That's a rabbit over there. It's not a bunny. I refuse to say bunny. You know, I got street cred I gotta hold up here, you know? So. Nasdaq's still falling here. I should have jumped on the short longer. We're still very green on the day. We're up hundreds on the day already. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get today. Yeah, I got a reputation here, man. I got street cred. You can't be hearing me say bunny. Street cred instantly gone. You say bunny, you know. I can't allow that. Long or short right here, guys. I mean, it looks like a short, obviously. We're retracing a lot. We're down under 30,000. Nasdaq's pulling back from the highs it was in. Nvidia back to red on the day. MU down. AMD technically red on the day now as well. It's a hair. That's fair. Alright, I said long or short. What did you guys say? Short, but looking for an entry around 29,975. On the long side? I don't know. We got that 200 EMA at 80s. And honestly, dude, this is a steep drop here. This is a steep drop. Short it will, short. I wouldn't long it yet. I'm not longing this right now. Look at this breakdown here. Here's a level right here. Could be a liquidity level anywhere between 915 and 930. So we could hold support if we break underneath it, you know. It could get worse here. Let's see. We're still breaking down now. Alright, so we did break down under that 930 level. Whoa. Look at that candle. Hold on. Let's see if this is news. I mean, it's not that much compared to the big drops we've made, but you always got to check the news prints on a candle like that. Let me see. It was just fast. It was a fast candle. It's not necessarily a large candle, but it was quick. S&P had a big jump too. S&P jump was larger than this one. Oil is down a little bit on that last candle too. Not a ton though. Looks maybe stock related. Oh, sorry. I don't like it keeps whipsawing. Yeah, turn the camera off for a second, Raymond. I can just do this. We are getting a burst of green here, guys. We are getting a burst of green. Watching the 200 exponential at like 82s. What's the WC? Yeah, we're starting to head up. Oh, I'm sorry, Jay. I hope you feel better. Nah, you got to pay more for that, Max. You know, dude, you know. All right, look, another big green candle here, guys. These could be shorts just getting squeezed out real quick, though. I don't see any news. I think these are just shorts getting popped. You know? Bitcoin back up a little bit on a nice green candle, too. What are yields doing? ExxonMobil exec says it could take 4 to 6 weeks for global oil supply chains to normalize after any reopening of the strait. I see that coming out. That's a green candle, though, guys. Look at this candle. Is it NVIDIA related is what I'm wondering. Not really. AMD, no. MU. Chips are bouncing back some here. Look at 30,000, though. We're over the 200 EMA now. You know nothing, Jon Snow? House of Dragons coming out soon. I'm excited for that. Gold is looking bullish. Microsoft, baby. Please tell me Microsoft going up. It is. I'm in Microsoft right now. You love to see it. Okay, my average price of Microsoft's 380s. See, look at that 30K. We drew this level here. Look, 30K easy level to watch. High liquidity level. Look at that drop now too, man. I don't want to short this. I think I missed the short at 80s. Yeah, I'll tell you guys what about... Okay, so Iran's deputy foreign minister says the Americans committed mischief that is definitely a violation of the ceasefire. Israel PM says must complete the mission in Iran. I speak almost daily with the president regarding this matter. They're just kind of showing you guys some stuff that's showing up on the tape here. We have home sale data coming out in 5 minutes as well, but... Again, guys, you want to join the giveaway, exclamation point BGT will get you there. We're going to probably do it around 10 o'clock. See, one of my favorite short-term scalping strategies on the 200 exponential. It's actually pretty simple. But you look for a downward trend, a move over the 200 exponential, and then a quick move back down and a bounce up to retest it right here. And then you short into that and scalp the move back down. I love that strategy. I think it works really well. I've been using it for years. I missed this one, though. But... pretty good scalping strategy, to be honest. It's scalping because sometimes we don't actually end up continuing down here. So, I don't like the retest. I like the first test. But maybe the retest works here too. I don't know. 30,000, such a big level right here. Hey, thank you, Balderman. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate the sub, my friend. Yeah, what's up, Jay? Starting to reject here at 75s. Any other breaking news? I don't really see much. We're in a high volume area of the volume profile though, so like look. $30,000's the top of this node as well. I'm making $11 today. We're up hundreds again today, which is good. I would like to take more risk if I could find some setups for this though, to be honest. Like, I'd really like to take more risks if I could find some setups for it. I don't know if I'm going to get that today though. Still pop it up. I get the news mostly. I get the news a lot of different places. Social media, news releases, like a lot of different places. All right, here's 30,000 though. Let's leave the retest of 30K right here. All right, guys, we got about 3. I'll give you guys 5 more minutes to enter exclamation point BGT to join the giveaway. I'll put a timer up. Claude, build me a timer real quick. Strategy 1 trading. What's up, dude? Ethan. Alright, so we're in the high volume node here. We gotta wait until we break past it in one direction before I'd take anything else, even if we're around the VWAP 200 exponential. That 30,000 level seems to be rejecting over and over again here. So yeah, Brett's out today, moving averages. Yeah, he's out today, brother. All right, so here's 10 o'clock. Let's see what the what do we have? New home sales dropping at 10. So I'm gonna see what new home sales. It's expected at 660,000. Last time was 680. New home sales releases at 10 a.m. It could be a liquidity event. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We drop in 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Usually 3 to 4. And regarding how many hours you trade daily. So he said, how many hours do you trade daily? About 3 to 4. You know, usually. All right, guys. Here's new home sales, and it showed up at expected at 660. It showed up just now 622. Way lower than expected new home sales. This could be bearish. But you never know, but way lower than expected new home sales. 622,000 versus 660,000 expected. Last time was 663. They also revised the last one down as well here. I don't know if this is going to make markets go up or down, but new home sales just released 622,000 versus 660,000 expected here for new home sales. So not that good. Hey, look at what Claude builds me here. Claude just builds cool stuff, dude. Cool stuff. Look, let me fix this. Look how nice this is. Shout out to Claude. Yeah, if you want to win a 25K Lucid Flex account, you've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Claude built that in about 30 seconds. How nice of Claude. All right, there's 30,000, so we're over 30K. You only have to type it once, though. All right, look at that rejection here, guys. Back under 30s here, though, man. Still in the high volume area. I don't really want to mess with this unless I'm going to attack a range. I'm not going to sleep yet. Claude built this right here. Just a weatherman it. Like if you see this right here. You know, pretty nice. Rate Claude's work. All right, look at the big red showing up. We're still in the high volume area here. I don't know if this is data or Iran. I mean, new home sales showed up pretty weak. Pretty weak. They should have been negative 6.2. It was forecasted negative 3.2 at 622,000. Outside of that, we haven't had really any economic. We haven't had any news overseas to negatively impact the market like this. right? So this is probably new home sales data, but it could just be markets being markets. Hey, thank you, Likewater. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, brother. I'm guessing you're trying to join the giveaway, but that's okay. You can subscribe right now and join. I kind of want to short this, guys. It's risky, but I'm going to short it. Screw it. We got enough on the day to where we can justify a short right now. And immediately nice. Look at that. Hey, come on. I'm going to take one off at the VWAP there. Immediately green. Look at that. There you go. Do I take more risks now that I have a big cushion on the day? I want to, but the VWAP might prop us up here. Like I said, I'm going to add a little bit to this now. And then hold this trade break even now. But see if we start to flush back down. There we go. Here we go. Let's take another piece off here. Lock it in. Give this a little bit more time. Yeah, we're out there. We're scalping these moves here. I mean, we're very nicely green on the day, to be honest. And we got out just in time. The VWAP, I was worried about the VWAP. When the VWAP started holding right here, like y'all can see this purple line. That's when I'm like, okay, I'm going to get out. So I'm just going to attack the range of the high volume node and just get out quick. See what happens. We're back up to 30,000 right here, though. So look at that candle right at the volume weighted average price. All right, guys, we got 45 seconds left to join the Lucid 25K Flex giveaway. 43 seconds, 42 seconds. You just got to enter exclamation point BGT at checkout. And you could win a Lucid Flex eval. 100% off. Do it now. Exclamation point BGT. You got 30 seconds. I don't like hotkeys, dude. I like to manage it. I like to manage it myself, brother. All right, 10 seconds. I'll allow maybe a 15-second window for stragglers, but all right, there's the timer. It's up. All right. All right, guys, you guys ready for the giveaway? Existing home sales. You only have to enter it once. You don't have to enter it over and over again. You do have to join our Discord, though, to get it. Nightbot is a punk. All right, guys. You guys ready? Let's do this giveaway. Exclamation point BGT will enter if you haven't yet. Well, let's do it. Now, listen. Once I process this, you got to respond within 2 minutes, so I know it's you, because I've had people that just don't respond. So you got to respond within 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes to respond, and if not, I'm going to just pick somebody else, and you're going to miss out on it. All right. So here we go. Here is the giveaway. And the winner of the giveaway is Checkerboard. You win, bro. You win, dude. You did it. You did it. I know you're in the Discord already, so shout out to Checkerboard. You win, brother. You win, man. Congratulations. I can just exit this now because I know how to get in contact with Checkerboard. He's a staple of the Discord. Yeah. Full port in this eval? Hey, congrats, my friend. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I'll get at you in the Discord, dude. All right, guys. NASDAQ is now up to 30,020 here, so we are fighting back. We're back over that high volume node here. Are the bulls going to start taking control of this now? Are the bulls going to start taking control? Microsoft flying? I don't know. Microsoft is reportedly going to unveil a suite of homegrown AI models at its annual Build conference, according to the information citing sources. So this is the news pushing Microsoft up. I'll put it up in chat right now. So that's the news right here. Here's the Microsoft news for the people asking me about it. Oh my god, my stop got hit, guys. Dude, I keep forgetting to get rid of these stops, bro. Did this help me? I meant to do this, guys. I meant to do this, you know? I knew this would happen. I'm gonna get out of there. I knew it would happen, and I meant to do that. That was my plan the whole time, bro. I left the stop loss there just because I felt like this might happen here, you know? I felt like this could happen. Calculator. Yeah, this was, look, I meant to do that. I meant to do that. I definitely wasn't left there unintentionally and then filled me on the long side with a contract and made money on it. That's definitely not what happened. I knew this the whole time. I had the foresight to understand that was the level and we'd get a big push like this. Yeah, that was a stop gain. That's right. Hey, listen. Max knows. Max knows. Calculated mistake. All right. Speaking of Microsoft, though, I might take a little piece off of this thing. Hold on. You know what? We're going to let our Microsoft trade. What do we want to do? Take a little piece off. A little piece. Just a little bit. Little piece here. We're back over the high volume profile area. We're back over the high volume node now. So maybe we get a little run here in NASDAQ S&P. Again, if you did win Lucid, use the exclamation point BGT on Lucid, take profit. If anybody wants to check out Alpha Trading here, you can use this link and get the discount. If anybody wants to check out Alpha Futures and get the max discount, help your boy out. I think I need to, before I get a coupon code, I have to get a certain amount. Man, look at this drop here. Whoa, look at this drop. Hold on. Do we have news? Let me get rid of this. Maybe it's just a red candle here. The Iran MP says most Iranian proposals accepted in talks. Microsoft is going to debut models that specialize in tasks, apparently. They're going to release their new coding model next week in the comeback attempt. You guys red or green on the day right now? Red or green? Yeah, I thought about streaming all day, like the full market session. I'd have to get a co-host that trades futures, though, is the thing, you know. Red, green, red, green, 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 red, yellow. Haha. Up 50%, 75% green. Nice, Sam. Green. 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 I'm green as well. That would be awesome all day. I'm thinking about it, bro. That's a lot of work. I don't know. The day he does that, I'm giving $100. That will never happen. Negative 30 on futures, plus 2,000 on space calls. Green, green, green. Big red yesterday, but green today. Thanks, John. Hey, nice, Fred. Slightly green yesterday. I was red. Yeah, I was much more green than I am today, but I'm green today as well. Whoa, 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 whoa. News is out, guys. News is out. Something's going on. Look at this. Whoa. News is out. Hold on. Hold on. Whoa. News is out, my friends. Something happened. Most of Iran's proposals were accepted in recent talks. I talked about this 5 minutes ago. Is the market late? What's oil doing here? Oil's crashing down. Some type of news just dropped. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at oil dump here. Something just happened. I see breaking news that most of Iran's proposals were accepted during recent talks, according to social media. But that news dropped about 5 minutes ago. We already covered this. Maybe markets are just late. Guys, markets could just be late to this. Yeah, oil futures are down to $90. Now they're at $89 here. This is something else, I'm assuming here, because this is kind of a crazy move right now. Whoa, 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 whoa. U.S. and Iran reach deal but need Trump's final approval, according to Axios. Guys, this is what's going on right now. U.S. and Iran reach deal but need final approval, according to Axios here. This is the breaking news. Whoa. Look at oil. Gap down a little bit here. This is weird. Again, U.S. and Iran reach final deal but need but need president's final approval is what this looks like here. Guys. Whoa. Crazy. Crazy. Wow. That is the news moving things here. Wow. 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 Again, U.S. and Iran reach deal pending Trump approval is what this is. I'm trying to get more details now, chat. Bear with me. Pun intended. U.S. and Iranian negotiators have agreed on a 60-day ceasefire and framework for nuclear talks, but the deal still awaits final approval from the president. The memorandum would reopen negotiations on Iran's nuclear program, ensure unrestricted shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, and include Iranian commitments on uranium enrichment alongside possible sanctions relief discussions. Officials say most terms are settled, but final authorization from top leadership on both sides is still pending, with Trump reportedly taking a few days to decide. So again, Trump would still have to give his final approval on this news, but that is the deal popping markets. Look at the NASDAQ here. Here's oil. So number one, look at oil fall. It gapped down a little bit on this news. So look at the gap down in oil from this news specifically here. But again, look at the NASDAQ, guys. We still need Trump's final approval, and it could take days. Do I buy the dip here, guys? One micro contract. Feed me all-time highs. Guys, feed me all-time highs. But the deal is that the U.S. and Iran have reached a deal but need Trump's final approval is the news here. Feed me all-time highs here, guys. Feed me all-time highs. Feed me all-time highs. You know, we're going to take two contracts here. Really swing for the fences. With our $80 green. But again, this is the news. U.S.-Iran reach deal pending Trump approval. That's the news. American greed? I don't know, brother. I don't know. Dude, I'm going to take one off here. We're up like 400 on the day right now. I don't think this is American greed. I think this is just logical. We bought the dip. We got one micro contract left. We'll hold it mostly break even. But feed me all-time highs here, dude. We're getting close. As long as we don't get some type of bad news drop simultaneously here. I'll hold the rest break even. Yeah, this is fundamental news though. And so I'm okay with. I'm gonna cut it right there. We're out. We made a bunch on that trade already. But yeah, I mean, even look, this is fundamental catalyst. Again, U.S. and Iran reach deal. They need Trump's final approval. This is what the deal is. That's what's causing this move. Again, Iran would have to remove the mines within 30 days, according to this deal. The U.S. officials said this means no tolls and no harassment, according to Axios. So this is the catalyst right here. Again, reports about a pending deal, pending Trump approval. You can see the news release right here. Buy or sell right now with this news coming out, guys. Buy or sell. It doesn't have any. We're still waiting for the details on this deal, guys. We're still waiting for the details on this deal. Realistically, it would be an Iran MOU to extend the ceasefire and launch nuclear talks. So the deal would be a deal to get another deal done over nuclear later. So this would delay nuclear talks until during the ceasefire. It's pending Trump approval, though. So it would be a deal to wait 60 days, and during that 60-day ceasefire period, discuss the nuclear deals. It's a deal to get another deal done. But positive sentiment for the day. Again, I'm kind of skeptical, but at this point, I don't think markets care. I really don't think markets care that much here. So I'm sitting here streaming a little bit longer than I normally would because of all this stuff going on, but yeah, I don't know if this is a trap or not, guys. I don't know. Trump may have saved the market. Maybe, brother. If this, again, I would approach this with skepticism. I'm not saying I hope it's real. I hope it's real, but I've been covering this for months now. You know how many potential deals we've had thrown out there? And so until we get a finalized 60-day ceasefire, I'm skeptical of this, of all of this. I'm skeptical. Until we get a final ceasefire, I'm skeptical. One tweet can change everything. Yeah, I'm watching for tweets too. Trump asked for a few days to think about the final deal. And so at the very least, it's going to be of at least a day or two. I think that means at the very least they're considering it. All right, so is this a buy the dip situation here? 30,100s. Is this greed? I'm up $300 to $400 on the day already. You better give me a follow at x.com at Beginner Trades, guys. At Beginner Trades. Join our Discord as well. We appreciate the love. The weekend, yeah, I mean, look, tomorrow is Friday, so, and we don't really have any big economic data. We're on a stalling, maybe, brother. Kind of want to buy this dip here, guys. Is this American greed? I think if there's a day for me to take risks, I'm going to buy this dip right here. If there's a day to take risks, is today. We got 300 in profit. I will risk that for the stream today. For the stream, we'll take 7 contracts here. For the stream. Guys, for the stream. We're immediately going to take a piece of that off. Just protect the trade. 4 contracts left. Come on. There we go. I'll hold the rest break even. We'll give it a little time to bounce here. I don't like if we break out of this drop, I gotta cut this immediately though. Yeah. Nah, we held it too long. We didn't get a bounce like we wanted, but somehow we made money on the trade, but we didn't really get a bounce we wanted. Would have been better. I don't like that drop. Maybe it fakes me out and moves right back higher here after liquidity grabbing this level here. That's possible too. If there's a day for me to take more risk, it's today, I think. Just based off of how it goes. This is numerous different sources. This is not just me. Axios is the first one to report this. You know, Axios is the first person to report this news. Again, give me a follow on x.com if you guys want like updates to breaking news and stuff. Look, here's my x.com handle right here. Yeah, this is why I cut it. We got out in the green, but I'm getting out there, dude. I'm not holding that. Markets are so overbought, even news is going to struggle to pump it. I don't know if they're... Yeah, markets are definitely overbought, but it doesn't mean we're not going to keep going up. You got to understand, most of the time, markets are going to break all-time highs. Like, it's the natural state of markets. I think it's a little bit more unusual now, considering we're in the middle of a big conflict. But it's one of those situations where... It's one of those situations where markets are pricing in an end to this conflict eventually. You know? Hey, appreciate the follow, guys. Appreciate it. T Vito, my guy, thank you for the follow, brother. Yeah, this is why you follow me on Twitter. We have great, hilarious posts like this because we're great here. Look. Hey, thank you. Thank you, man. Appreciate the sub, brother. I know I missed the bounce, bro. I figured we might liquidity grab underneath it, but it's all right. We had pretty good accuracy on the day, just to show you guys this. Like, look. My accuracy on the day here. Like, here's my stats on the day. Pretty similar to what they were yesterday, to be honest. This is a 150k Lucid funded account. About 65%. I think 65% is my go-to. If I could use a 1-to-1 reward to risk, that's great. And you can kind of see how I can kind of scalp little small, you know, $50 to $100 wins over and over and over again. High accuracy, about a break-even reward to risk ratio, really is what I'm using here. Yeah, there's the liquidity grab. I figured this could happen, but it's all right. The risk is too much because if we crack these lows and start to fill, I don't want to get stuck in that. It's just too risky. So I might have missed this move, but that's okay. Hey, later, Blaze. Have a good one, brother. Looks like we might retest that high. Yeah, GK, you're way delayed in the stream, dude. Giveaway's over, bro. You didn't win. Yeah, I mean, I think some of the deals already priced in. you know. So I think some of this deal's already priced in there. IBM is ripping because they have a quantum government contract that was announced about 4 or 5 days ago. So they just had a big contract with the U.S. government. Yeah. Shoot. Look, eating today. Dude, I keep forgetting about some of these freaking meetings. Isn't it supposed to give me an update here? My bad, guys. Thought it was supposed to give me an update. IBM printing. All right, so we're getting close to these all-time high levels. I came in late. Anybody shorting oil right now? Look at oil, dude. Oil, you can tell with some big news. Like, very rarely do we see candles like that. John, are you a pancake or eggs? I'm both, bro. I'm a big pancake guy, though. I'm a big believer in pancakes. Chocolate chip pancakes, specifically. Protein, you know? Okay, it says 9:30. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut out of here. Again, if you want to help support your boy here, you can check out Lucid. Lucid has end of day drawdowns. It's just a lot of good stuff for Lucid. If you want to check them out, again, here's the link. You can use coupon code BGT for 50% off. New users for 2 times. If you want to help support your boy here in the shit, you can use it on Direct to Fund It as well. This coupon code. So you can use this code on Direct to Fund It as well. I got a 150K funded account for $420 using this coupon code. I'm out of my 50% though, but we've built up a really nice profit, over that in profit on the account already. So we've made our money back plus some, as long as we can get to payout on this thing. So if you want to check it out, coupon code BGT. You can use it on Tradeify, Lucid, Apex. Apex has their 90% off sale, end of day options, cheapest accounts in the game as well. So check out Apex. I'm gonna get out of here. I have a meeting right now, so I gotta go. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Have a great day. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Y'all be good. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later.